here we are. Technically session 2.5 of the Beacon D&D 5e campaign. That's just the name that I'm calling it. I am Shane, or Alphalos, the GM of this. I will be bluffing my way through the vast majority of what these people are doing and making up rules as I go, because that's what's fun for all of us. The players are about to introduce themselves, give you their backstory, and after our last character shares their backstory, we will be giving you a quick synopsis of where we have made it from session 0 to session 2.5, and because session 2.5 we had two characters that decided to adventure while the others slept during the week, and we'll be catching you up on that little excursion as well. So today, I'm just going to call it session, let's go with 3. Fuck it, session 3. All right, Cree, talk to us about your Birdman.
Cree is a monk from a forgotten realm of Aarakocra people, where they were once ruled by war. His family decided that they would seize control from the others through the means of religion. One day, they created this vast monastery up in the mountains, and all was fairly peaceful for a time. Fast forward some 100 years, and Cree is born, a prodigy from a branch family to the Ayatum tribe. Cree is hailed from a young age as being special, and is so sent to live with the main family up at the monastery. Managing to impress the Grand Priest with his rapid development, Cree is named next Grand Priest and garnishes much love and affection from the main family. One day, while he is at the base of the mountain looking to buy materials for the nightly ritual, Cree hears a loud, booming noise from the top of the mountain. Surprised, he turns around to find a large magical explosion has enveloped the top half of the mountain and has carved a perfect sphere away. Cree flies up to the top of the mountain and finds that his family's monastery is nowhere to be seen, leaving only glass where there was once fields of flowers and grass. Confused and stricken with anger and grief, Cree takes a vow of silence and begins his hunt for understanding what had happened here. Now, 6 years later, Cree has become embittered with the world and has yet to find even so much as a single clue as to the disappearance of the monastery. Next one.
Finn? Alright. Laz, your turn. Keep the ending around the same, just so I can give the intro to the campaign there.
Repeat that?
So just keep the ending pretty much the same as Cree did,
Yeah.
so that I can give the intro to the campaign. Yep.
Okay, so Lazarus is a black dragonborn ranger who grew up with his family in a homestead village that everybody in his family lived in and worked to build together. And when Lazarus was very young, around the age of 3 to 4, a bunch of slave trade raiders approached the village, and they were trying to buy out all the children. However, through much refusal, the slave trade raiders proceeded to burn and butcher the entire town, which included Lazarus' close family, which is his dad, and his mom, who was pregnant with his sister. To which, when after that happened, they kept all of the children alive and took them into their slave trading camp. To which then, after a couple months and years within the camp and slave trade system, a group called Red Talon run across these people and proceeded to break all of the children out, and then proceeded to poison all of the food sources and water sources used by the slave traders. Giving each kid an option to join the militia group or be sent to the nearest town with a decent amount of money and items to be safe for the next coming years to grow up and survive and live in this world. However, Lazarus looked up to these people. My bad about that. Lazarus looked up to these people and joined them. And then from there, from ages 5 to 30, all he's really known is this group. And that's kind of where he's inspired to be. Within his time here, he became the youngest general and was head of the execution division. That is all.
Marin, it is up to you.
Marin is a tiefling born in a coastal town. She was abandoned and shunned for her inheritance. Obviously, she's a tiefling. So she turns to a life more suited to her skills. She works around and in the quote-unquote black market of her town. She grew up learning the tricks of her trade, thievery, as fast as possible, or risk death. She allowed many around her to be imprisoned for her own deeds. Where we find Marin is in the Raiding King's castle. She is currently on a job to steal tiara for a warring state.
Dolls, here you go.
Dawes is a human. He was born in a coastal swamp town, and his parents sent him away when he was really young because he was kind of a little shit. And while on this boat, he became obsessed with cannons, and his whole life has been spent tinkering, learning how to try and miniaturize cannons and extract the most he can from various forms of explosives.
Is that all?
That's all the relevant stuff. Yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot.
Sharon, what are we looking at?
All right. Sheeran is a Shardmine warlock. Not much is known other than they are pieces of the Living Gate. They are sentient pieces of the Living Gate. And Sheeran, with his sentience, spent most of his time studying magic, just perfecting his his craft. Sorry, my bad. After some events that had taken place, he basically went into a meditative state for centuries, and I mean, he just kind of woke up with this party surrounding him and throwing stuff at him. So that's pretty much where I left off.
So, where we find the party is each in their own individual places, areas, and they are each approached. They're not approached, but kind of engulfed in this black and purple portal that for some people it appears in the floor, some people it appears in a wall, and in the outskirts of it, it is almost crackling with gold, but it seems like just sparks and little explosions. It's not as prominent as the black and the purple. And then several what look like clergymen come out of these portals, hold on to our party members, and fall back into the portals. Now, several of our party members have found themselves in situations where, when this happens, they are surrounded by perhaps Lazarus's militia. Kree was, I believe, in a bar at the time. So other people reached out to help and had been completely erased from physical being before they even got to lay a hand on these clergymen. So unimpeded, these figures grabbed our party members and receded back into the portal, where they stayed for a very extended amount of time. And when they come to, they find themselves in a dark cave. Piercing darkness. It is brutal darkness. You can't see a thing in here. And they hear a giant crash, which releases them from their binds. And as they search around the room, manage to find a small stone. Perhaps thinking it might be a useful item, they take it with them, step out of the this cavern that they're in, and climb the mountain that they're on to a shrine, where they find that their clothing and weapons and items that they had on them when this event was taking place had been meticulously upkept, placed in separate small chests. And the party, excluding Sharon, decided to head up the mountain, where they faced off against several of the different types of local wildlife, until they stopped one night to have a campfire. They woke up in the morning, started going back up the mountain, playing with a larger stone that they had found, tossing it back and forth. I believe it was Kree threw it over Lazarus's head, and as they all snapped around and tried to turn and see if this special stone that they found, hit the ground, it was in the hands of the Shardmine Sheeran, who was still in a meditative stance, floating in midair at this point, holding on to this spherical stone, a separate stone from the small stone they found in the cave. The party distrusts him at first, but after a conversation, they decide it would be best to move on together, make camp for the night. And after they make that decision, party comes to rest. However, Lazarus, who is plagued by nightmares, stays up and confronts Kree about some runes that were on his bow that he had copied from books in several different languages. Understanding what he was talking about and trying to humor him, Kree joined Lazarus on up the mountain to see if they could find out something about their new shared goal, explained in the runes on Lazarus's bow. During the night, they run into several panthers and proceed to absolutely knock the shit out of them. Understanding that the night is dangerous to move in small packs, they head back towards camp and make their own separate camp, somewhere like 30 to 50 feet away from the other members. And that is where this session starts, with our party split up, trying to get a good night's rest. Take it from there, my friends. Aaron, you are a gem.
So true.
Kree is the first to wake up, and he sweeps out of the tree that he was sleeping in and lands near Laz, and then stalks back down the mountain to where the rest of them were sleeping.
Okay, now the landing, was that like heavy or light?
I mean, Kree only weighs like 70 pounds, so I'm assuming it's fairly light.
Fairly light, and I'm gonna say he's trying best not to wake you up.
Okay, I was just saying I would wake up from that, but never mind.
Hey, you tell me that. You're a general in the militia. Might have some good hearing.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah,
do you,
okay.
man?
I'm gonna say Lazarus wakes up from that and just kind of sits by the tree that he was sleeping by, fiddling with this knife. That is.
Naren wakes up to greet Kree and ask where he's been.
Kree just points over his shoulder with his thumb, just gesturing up the mountain to Laz as he walks back over to the tree where he was sleeping before and picks his backpack back up and just kind of throws it over one shoulder before grabbing his the stick he was using to write with the night before.
You didn't kill him, did you? That would be my assumption based on the fact that Kree is by himself and Laz is far away.
No, I was next to Kree in the same tree, but I was on the ground.
Okay.
Kree made his way back to the camp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're still further up the mountain. Kree just kind of
Just like 50 feet away.
gives a non-committal shrug to the question. He's just,
Damn. Dolls is gonna get up and I'm gonna start going through the remnants of last night's fire and collecting as much wood ash as I can fit into a pouch and
Also note that there is unfamiliar writing around the fire.
looks curiously at the writing, not knowing how to
It is an Eric Cochran, by the way, just so you guys know.
decipher any of that, and begins to walk around, and I'm gonna try and see where Sheeran set up because he said he was gonna keep watch overnight.
Excuse me, sorry. I didn't set up too far. Sheeran actually just a little bit off of the path. Yeah, just keeping watch. He's meditating currently.
I'm
But
gonna walk over to him,
pretty
sit
aware
down
of his
and
surroundings.
relax, just back against the tree, eat some leftover veggies from the night before.
Ooh, are we having a moment?
Do you want it to be a moment?
It can totally be a moment.
I am totally down with it being a moment.
I'm gonna look at you and go, BB. I love you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quietly eat my veggies and wait for everybody else to get up and start their day and
Wait,
figure out
Okay.
what we're doing.
somebody roll for a moment.
I got
got
you.
you. I got a
What am I
10.
rolling? Okay.
You got a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're having a
would I
moment.
add my intelligence modifier to that?
No, charisma.
Seduction.
Well, I have a -1 to charisma, so.
Oh no.
Korean dolls do not have a moment, but she, on the other hand,
Hello.
Yeah, dolls,
while this
dolls,
is-
dolls and Sharon are sharing a second.
While this is all happening, Lazarus goes to cut down the panther carcass that is headless from the tree and proceeds to cut sections and starts to cook it.
Making good old
That's
food.
still a panther.
Panther bacon.
I'm gonna
I
walk
mean, you
over
could have
to
got some bacon from that boar, but you didn't want to get in to get it.
I'm gonna walk over to Laz and hey, so You remember that stone that we touch and it hurts a lot?
Who did you ask?
You?
Me?
Yes.
I'm nowhere near you. I'm like 50 feet away from you guys.
I
Yeah,
know,
he's
I said I
actually-
walked over to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like so zoned out because there's other things going on in the background. My bad. I just kind of give like a disgruntled look and like mind my own business.
So, Sheeran has something that looks like that stone in his chest. I think it would be a good idea for him to take a look at it.
If I look at it, he wants Kree to rip it out.
I look at dolls and I say, "Do what you want."
Okay, I'm gonna take the stone out of his pack and walk it over to Sheeran and not interrupt his meditation, just wait for a moment of acknowledgement before I ask Sheeran if he'll take a look at it.
Sheeran, like one little glowing blue eye, looks over to you, like he's still meditating, but he's like, whoop, and he just like, yes.
So, we found this thing in the exploded chest of a guy inside of a cave. It hurts really bad, not physically, but almost psychically if we touch it with our bare hands. That's why it's in this bag. It looks very similar to what's inside you. Do you know anything about it?
Shane, do I actually know anything about it? Should I knowledge on it? Can I knowledge on it?
You can't actually knowledge on it because you have been in a meditative state for a very long time. You don't know how this thing got in there. This is the first you're hearing about it. You woke up and you were right in front of all these people. You didn't even know that thing existed. Somebody pointed it.
All right, so Sharon will look down and he'll be like, "No, I don't know anything about this rock inside me, or that rock that was inside someone else. Gross. No, nothing."
You want to pick it up and see if it hurts you, and
Sure.
it might not because you don't have skin, I guess.
He's gonna grab the stone. Anything happen?
Sorry, doing DM things.
Okay, well, hello.
So, Sheeran picks up this stone out of the bag that Dolls is presenting him. Dolls unfolds the bag around his hand as not to touch the stone. Sheeran reaches in and grabs this stone and doesn't seem to react to it. And he looks at it for a moment and starts caressing it, I suppose, trying to figure it out. You can see that this stone is glowing golden, and it looks like it's separated into pieces, but they're bound together by something you can't see. But as Sheeran is touching it and playing with it, he finds that it has a little bit of give to it. So he squeezes both thumbs into it and tries to pry it apart. And as he lets go, it reforms into the same formation, going the opposite direction that he pulled it apart in.
Well, that's something. None of us can touch it without feeling like we're having a heart attack.
This is interesting. I've never seen anything like this before.
Would you
he's
like to
gonna-
hold on to it?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will hold on to this. He's gonna put it in his bag. Of course, wrapping it back up and all. So, where are the others? I think we're missing two.
What? Real quick.
Right?
Oop, my bad. Continue. I thought you were done. It cut out for me.
I was done.
Oh, okay. Lazarus overhears you two talking about the rocks or whatever, so I walk over and I toss the other one at at Doles.
The big clear
The one that doesn't burn, yeah. The other one that I have, I don't care about them anymore, so I just toss the other one.
The one that Sheeran caught while you guys were on the trail.
Yeah.
The rock y'all threw at my goddamn head. Messed up.
While they're all doing this, I go and restart the other campfire and pull the back legs of the boar that I actually cut off and begin roasting them.
Does this rock look familiar? I don't want to presume, but do you know what this is either?
Sharon's gonna look at it and DM. Can I make a check on this one, or is this another one of those not
You
check?
can't.
rules?
This is another one that you're completely unsure about. It's just nothing. It doesn't look like anything like material that you've ever seen being worked by anybody.
Sharon's gonna put his hand out as if he were, expecting Dolls to put it in his hand, and he just goes, "I don't say I've seen this before. It's not familiar substance. Honestly, it's just as alien as the other rock you showed me. So no, but I can see if it does something to me. I don't know. I'll mess around with it like I did the other."
All right. It seems when I use, do you remember that blinding light from yesterday that I did?
Yes.
It seems like that was possible because of this. Like when the light shone through this rock on us, it made us feel energetic, well rested, full of energy, like you're unstoppable, almost like a drug, but it faded. So I'm not quite sure what it does, but
Huh. What?
Which camp is everybody at? Just so I can keep.
Kree is at the
tab.
lower camp.
I
I
saw the
believe
rock and I
everyone
went
but
back-
Lazarus is at the lower camp, actually.
Yeah, I went back to my separate camp.
Okay, gotcha.
Sharon's gonna look at Dolls and just go, "What is a drug?"
you're my favorite person. Don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you when we get into town.
Ah, okay then. Well,
So are we sure where this the Aarakocra writing came from? Did Kree write this?
I wrote that.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's in big lizard person handwriting.
It's not finessed onto the ground.
No, it's kind of haphazardly, like fist slammed into the ground.
Yeah.
I'm
Potato Eric.
It's like that kid that takes the whole pencil in his fist while he writes.
God, don't say that. I used to be one of those kids.
Me too.
I know two people who are psychopaths.
I held it
Well,
like
nothing's
that
changed.
until, I don't know. I learned not to hold it like that sometime, It was not... Act like it's a terrible thing, Shane.
So yeah, that's yeah, you can tell who wrote that, Eric Cochran, around the campfire.
While everybody's cooking and having finished my moment with Sheeran, I'm gonna go back to the Jesus Christ.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
said, Marin, you're a gem.
I love it.
I'm gonna go back to the camp where Kree is nauseatingly frying some panther, and
No, I'm not frying panther. I'm not frying the panther. I'm
doing the
He's
boar.
frying the boar. He's
roasting
frying the boar.
Oh,
leg.
the
okay.
boar. I'm roasting the back legs of the
My
boar.
bad.
He's cooking the other animal you guys disemboweled for
Okay,
existing.
sorry. He's cooking the meat, and I'm gonna start working on some arrows that won't do damage, but will contain some of that caustic wood ash, and just kind of
Some of that what now?
wood ash.
Okay, yeah, you cut out, so I had to ask.
Yeah, just like
Wood
a
ass.
so like when I shoot it, it will disperse like a 1 foot cube of wood ash instead of actually doing damage.
Like a shroud cloud.
Kinda, you know what
a
I'm
sh-
trying to do with it.
A shroud cloud that might be allowed.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to do with it.
I do, but it's locked behind rhymes.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
That
Okay.
tree is thick with 3 C's.
That wood ass.
I'm gonna lose the party and I'll join it back. It's like super glitchy for me. Give me a second.
Okay.
But yeah, that's I want to try and make 3 of those.
3 of those wood asses?
Yep.
Perfect.
So while they're gathering supplies,
Okay, I'm back.
I want to generally ask the group where we're gonna go. Are we gonna go back down, or are we at the top of the mountain yet?
Yeah, you guys had made camp where all of the trees kind of cut out around the peak of the mountain. So you are within like an hour and a half hike from the top of the mountain at this point. You're almost there.
While they're in the main camp, like arguing or not arguing, but like discussing what we're doing, Lazarus packs his stuff and starts heading to the top of the mountain.
I guess I'll follow him.
Before Marin walks past Kree, he just kind of like shoves the roast leg into her. Just like, you need to eat before you go up.
For anybody listening, Kree is actually a silent character, so all of his communication is done through, so far, writing and gestures.
Yeah, he's mute.
Yeah, so if you ever hear Kree talking in a non I do this, I do that way, it's because Kree as a character does not speak.
I'll take the piece of meat and give thanks because I hadn't even thought about it.
Keeping the group together.
Without
Laz
any
and I
like
are-
outside facial change, he just starts eating the other leg.
Okay, so Marin and Laz are working their way up the camp. Marin's just kind of almost hoofing it to try to keep up with Laz, who had kind of a 50-foot head start.
Sharon will follow behind.
So Laz, are we going for vantage point?
Beep boop.
Beep bop.
No, it's boo bee bee bop boo bop.
Marco, Laz, Marco.
Polo.
Polo RS Polo.
All right. Well, I'm just going to assume that is a yes. Let's
What
get stuck.
Wait, hold on. No, hold on, wait. Everybody, like, it was really quiet, and out of nowhere, audio just started flying at me. So, hold on. What is going on?
Shit.
Yeah, out of nowhere, everyone started talking.
Yeah, Marin asked you a question.
Okay,
I asked
give
if
me
we're
a second. I'm
going
gonna
for
relaunch
vantage point.
Listen to me.
I'm gonna relaunch Discord and then ask it again because like everybody's really roboted. I don't know why, but everybody is. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, man, come on. Just try and keep up.
Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm back.
Yay, audio quality is much better. So yeah, Marin just asked you a question.
Okay, what was the question?
Are we going for vantage point at the top?
Lazarus says yes.
Okay.
So Marin and Laz are with earshot now. So Marin just kind of hoofed it up to Laz. So they're like 150 feet from the original lower camp. Oh, and Sheeran did now
Yes.
caught up with the two of them. I don't know what Korean dolls want to do here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take up the rear and just kind of pack everything up and kind of walk behind everybody.
Kree is still sitting on a stump eating the leg.
It's really into that leg, huh?
I turn around and Creed.
Man, you do your own fetishes.
You want to come with us? Where the mountain's not too far away. The top, we might be able to see where we can go and maybe get some answers.
I just gesture you to like continue without me.
Okay, well, no. See you there, don't die. And walk off.
As they start to walk away, I stand up and I take the stump I had been sitting on, or like the rock, and I just throw it on the fire. Just like put it out.
Love it. Fire safety worked into a D&D PSA. We're on it tonight, guys.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Only I can prevent everything.
Creed just like meta like looks at the DM and just silently does the Smokey the Bear thing, and then continues to pet them.
Only you can get depressed by forest fires, boy. That was
my
beautiful.
God.
Sorry, the post in the general chat. So after putting the fire out, what's Kree doing while everybody's walking up the mountain? The Mundus.
He just kind of looks to see if anything else can be seen before he goes above the cloud layer.
Not really. You can kind of see you can get a general sense of where the tip of the mountain is, the very true peak of the summit, or the very true summit, I should say, of the peak that you're on. But other than that, it looks like the tree density builds up around where you guys are and then immediately cuts off. Just as everything turns to rock, you just see small shrubs and little things growing up between the rocks now rather than full-on trees.
All right. Kree tests his wings for a moment and then, kind of thinks better of it, seeing as they're still healing, and then with leg in hand continues up the mountain after everyone else.
So about 200 feet up, 300 feet up, something like that, all of the party members come back together. They are climbing the mountain together. And Kree is just barely running up behind everybody. As soon as everybody gets within kind of a 50-foot radius of Sheeran, actually, I believe... Who has the big stone?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sheeran.
got all of them.
Okay. As soon as everybody gets in, like within a 50-foot radius of Sheeran, a golden mist emanates from everybody's chest towards where Sheeran is storing the large stone. You also see a golden mist come out of the bag that Sheeran is holding with the other stone in it and go towards the bag that he has the larger stone in it. If it's in the same bag,
That's great.
just re-enters. And then you see the golden mist quicker than it had before move from the larger stone in the bag up into the air and off into the distance out of your sight range. You all feel tired. You feel drained. Not as if you physically can't continue, but you just feel an emptiness where something was filled at a very recent point. You feel without something.
I look at Sheeran, and then do I still notice the golden glow in his chest?
No.
Is there?
All you see is just the red shard mind that he is. No glow.
Kree immediately jumps backwards, like trying to get out of range of whatever this is.
Yeah, same. Lazarus proceeds to just step backwards multiple times.
Well, you're ahead of everyone, genius.
Yeah, he's still. Everybody still felt it though, so they can react how they need to. Because it feels draining. It doesn't feel like an attack. It doesn't feel like anybody took any HP from you or anything. It doesn't feel like anybody hurt you. You just feel tired immediately, and more empty than you had prior to that situation.
Sheeran, what'd you just do?
I did not do anything. This is strange. He's just kind of gonna take the bag off and like look at it and just like hold it in his hands and try to like figure out what the hell's happening.
I give an angry look towards Sheeran, but it's not for intimidation. It's just to know that it's kind of like a, what did you do and why? Kind of like angry, upset, pissed look.
So, as you guys are all staring at Sheeran, you notice that a slight glow in his chest has returned. And very slowly, very slowly, it just gets brighter and brighter. And as you guys sit there, all confused, watching it for a few minutes, you see it ever so slightly as the minutes go on, get brighter and brighter. And you don't feel as empty. You still feel like something's kind of missing, but you feel more whole than you had after the event had occurred.
I'm gonna walk further away from Sheeran to see if that has any effect, if I feel emptier the further I get.
You don't feel emptier, actually, as the minutes go on that you take your steps back, you're feeling the same rejuvenation slowly hit all of you. And you're kind of noticing it now. And as you're feeling this rejuvenation and you're staring back into Sheeran's chest, you're knowing that the glowing continues. You're noticing, sorry, that the glowing continues to grow at a very slow but steady pace.
And this
He
happens.
takes this time to just walk past everybody, just silently taking the lead as he continues up the mountain.
I follow behind Kree.
This happened as we all gathered close, all gathered around each other, right? Is that what you?
Correct.
I like these rocks ever so slightly more now.
You're gonna like him even better soon.
So Kree and Laz have gone ahead. Marin and Sheeran and I are still standing.
Correct. I mean, they've only taken a few steps in the opposite direction. But yeah, they're still within earshot.
I'm gonna yell out to everybody, either don't look at me or close your eyes. And wait for confirmation this time.
I just proceed to ignore dolls and continue up the mountain.
Are you doing what I think you're doing, Dolls?
Yep.
I'm gonna shut my eyes.
Kree immediately shuts his eyes.
Yeah, so
Everybody hearing this verbal command and understanding that it's happened before knows exactly what Dolls is prepared to do. As everybody shuts their eyes, a blinding golden corona appears around Dolls' head. Everybody's eyes are shut. They are completely impervious to this. Some people are facing the opposite way. Some people have their hands over their eyes. Yet Dolls casts Flare.
Cool. Okay.
And you feel a slight removal of that rejuvenation that you had felt before.
But it's
However,
not gone.
it's not gone, and what is missing that you felt within that moment, you just felt something, you felt a static bit of something taken away that starts to feel like it's given back to you in time, slowly, and at the same rate that you felt before, and in conjunction with the shining that's going on in Sheeran's chest.
Well,
Interesting.
that's something.
So, just something to add. Slowing the party down and causing the slight inconvenience caused Laz to just get slightly more annoyed than he'd like to be.
I'm gonna take a step in front of Laz if he's anywhere near me.
At this point, they've walked about 15, 20 feet ahead of you guys. And then everyone stopped as Dolls told everybody to close their eyes. So they're still at a reachable range. So yeah, you step in front of.
Cool.
Sheeran's just gonna look at Dolls and Marin and just say, I suggest we continue on and maybe ask questions later.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I just wanted to make sure. I've felt that emptiness once before, and I didn't like it. So
Ah, I see.
but yeah, let's catch up with the rest of them.
Yep. Sheeran's going to try to catch up with Laz and Kree.
You guys are all in reachable range, and you still feel that rejuvenated feeling as you decide to, as a party, regroup to where Kree, Laz, and Marin are now standing.
I hope there's answers at the top of this mountain.
I look over to Kree and I ask, do you have any like ideas on where this deck of many things that you mentioned earlier maybe?
I just turn my head and look at him with this like, you think I've been on the road for 6 years because I know where this card is?
I asked if you have any idea of where it could be.
He cocks his head.
Hey, Kree.
It's beautiful.
He looks over his shoulder to Dolls.
I hand him an empty sketch pad and a charcoal pencil, and if you want this, you could have it. I've got more than enough of them.
Is Kree able to fly?
Not yet. He his wings are kind of atrophied from being in the torture chamber for so long.
I missed that. What did Marin say?
She asked if I could fly yet.
No, he's correct.
Pretty sure my wings are pretty messed up still. So
Yeah, they require an act. He's sure of that by now, by the way they feel.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want it, you can have it. If you don't, it's okay.
Kree just takes the pad and writes across the top of the page, "Thank you," but in Eric Cochran.
Sure. And I'll just fall back to Sheeran.
So I'm assuming we're walking now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
So you guys start to walk up towards the summit of this particular peak in this mountain range, and you're climbing rock walls. You're helping each other up, using help where you need it. Otherwise, everybody's kind of individually doing their own thing until you get to kind of an insurmountable solo passage there. And you come up after a while, a very almost plateauish peak. And you see that you're actually at the true summit of the mountain. You can tell because obviously as you come up and you look around the edges, you can see down through the clouds. You can kind of see a area around you. It's not too clear, but you kind of get an idea that around these mountains on both sides is desert, but you can see very clearly in the far distance the desert doesn't go far. you'd have you guys talk amongst each other and decide that once you get to the bottom, you might have maybe a day's walk before you hit livable landscape. Woods starting to form, grass, and there's a couple of little. Some of them look like kind of moving villages, like maybe gypsy people are moving from one place to the next, or you have in one area what looks like a static um, city almost in the very far distance that you can see is made of stone, and you know that it's not kind of a movable area. Like there's no tents there. There's no it's no visible carriages or horses, and that's what you can see from this particular plateau that you're on.
I look over to Dolls and I ask if he has any sort of ink.
No ink. All my ink's in my workshop. These are just my traveling gear. I got plenty of charcoal, but no ink.
Could charcoal cover up like scale mill designs?
It could darken them.
That's not what I want. I want to get rid of them.
What depends? Is it like drawn on?
No, it's like it's part of this. It's part of the metal.
Like engraved.
Yeah.
Yeah, ink wouldn't cover that either.
Well, it's not really engraved. It's like a dye was thrown into the metal, I guess you could say, to like form the way it looks. Like if you like put ink over it, it would like blend in with.
Yeah, I gotcha. It's almost like a controlled steel bluing.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Where they only like darken one portion of it.
Yeah, and that's
so,
on the chest piece of my scale mill. It's the Red Talon logo is what I'm trying to cover up.
What color is it?
It's red. It's bright, vivid red. That's why I also took my cape off, because it was the same on the cape, a black cape with the bright, vivid red sign.
I mean, I have an idea, but I can't guarantee it'll work, and it'll take some time, and with a city being so close, shouldn't we head to a city?
That's the issue. I don't want to go into the city with this design on my chest.
I see. Because I have a bunch of fat from that pig, we could refine it down to, like I don't know what it's called, but turn it into a liquid and mix it with charcoal so it's almost like a paste. It would just look like you have a giant black blob on your chest, though, but it's up to you.
I open up my bag and I grab out the panther pelt. Is there a way that I could attach it to where it like covers the front chest piece so that for me?
I have some silken rope.
I'm gonna try with the panther pelt. Could I use that panther pelt to like kind of like as a skin, like to cover the front chest piece to like go over it?
You took enough that you
Okay.
definitely have enough from the body of the panther. Now all
you cut out after all that. You just said body, and then you cut out.
Yeah, you have the body of the panther will cover your chest.
Mhm.
However, after that you have arms and legs, and I don't believe you have a head on this guy. So
No.
you have the arms and legs so that you can use those as like smaller things.
Well, the only insignias that there's the one is sewn into the cape, and then there's the one like part of the chest piece. So I just want to like use them. I'll just use the panther
you have
pelt
enough
to
for that
cover
in the body.
Yeah, I'll just cover the chest piece with the panther pelt.
Are you gonna cut things off of it, or are you just going to use things?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off so it trims and fits better.
Gotcha.
I'll toss him 10 feet of silken rope, so it's not so ugly like hempen.
Yep. I'm gonna say after about an hour, you guys figure it out. Attach that to his scale mill there. So you're looking at about 11 o'clock in the morning here. You're at the plateau of this mountain.
And then
And Laz has covered up his old insignia with a panther pelt.
And then the part of the insignia that I took from the cape and put on my dagger, I'm gonna take that off and just like, I don't know, just like crumple it up and like kind of like bury it in the dirt a little bit.
Sweet.
You guys want to head to the city?
Yep.
That's what I prepared for. So let's go.
Yes, let us go.
On the
So-
way down, we're gonna refill our rations with water, so we're not gonna dehydrate.
That Rockman has a weird accent.
So hold on, I need a few seconds for a laugh.
Did Sharon hear that shit?
Yeah, I said it out loud.
Eldritch
Yep.
Blast.
Sharon can't act. I mean, I don't think he can actually display emotions.
Nope.
He's a big
Yeah,
old
he
rock
just doesn't
boy.
care. He just doesn't care.
But if he were to have the ability to create an expression, he would look heartbroken. He'd look at you with puppy dog eyes and go, "Why, man? Why'd you do this?"
Sure. Can you, so your telepathic communication, does it go, like, do you have to initiate it, or could you just, like, if someone was thinking about what they wanted to say to you, you could hear it?
That's a really good question because I've been like trying to figure this out for a while with the whole telepathy thing.
I looked that up. Telepathy is chosen. So if somebody, it's basically like, do you want to accept this signal?
Yeah, but I can also speak to everybody like together
Or
through telepathy as
or
well.
one person. Yes.
Or one person, yeah.
So you can choose to speak to just one person's head, or you can choose to speak to the group, and then it's basically like when somebody talks to you, you go the signal. This is from one person, or this is from the. They're going to speak to the group, or they're just going to speak to me.
Okay.
So when people speak to Sheeran, you say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm speaking to the party and Sheeran," or like I'm speaking to Sheeran privately, and you can go on from there.
Okay. I just wanted to know for future reference.
Yeah. So as you guys start to leave the plateau, you go towards the opposite edge. Takes a little while to get there, a few more minutes than you've expected, but deal. And you're looking for various survival equipment as you go, knowing that there's a decent hike in front of you. But as you start to walk down the other side of the plateau towards the city that you see, and kind of the little moving villages that you also perceive there, you hear kind of like a roaring noise coming from behind some rocks in front. And just give me just a second here to bring up
He goes into
jigger.
stealth.
What?
Can I roll for stealth?
Yeah, do that for me.
While he's doing that real quick, Lazarus, after hearing the roar, immediately readies his dagger.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for stealth as well and get my crossbow ready and just kind of drop down and.
Oh yeah, no stealth through Laz.
So, Kree, what'd you get?
Ooh.
Dolls, what'd you get?
Kree got a 14, Doll's got a 23.
Yeah, let's just say both of y'all just go into stealth real quick. So, as you hear this roar come
Oh god damn it!
rocks, you hear several other smaller sounds coming from the surrounding rocks. Rush of a few snow apes jump towards you over these rocks, and as they approach the peak, you guys ready yourselves. In this moment, Laz gets so pent up and irritated that something is blocking his way again. that he puts his arms out and starts glowing around his body. And above him is a giant straight line of that same golden mist that you guys saw before. And as you see this, Laz lets out a small roar, and this line just goes flying towards the horse, impales 3 of them, knocking them down the mountain. And then the other 5 apes are confused, wondering where their comrades have gone, pissed off that they're not there, and they make a mad rush at you guys. All of you now learning the second Sunstone spell.
I like the spell.
I will share with you in the page here so that you can use it during this combat.
Is there a cooldown? So I take it I probably won't be able to use it again.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. What are the cooldown or spell slots or whatever for the Sunstones?
The cooldown for this particular one is, I'm going to say 3 turns. However, yours was a special case, obviously. It's part of a...
So I get to use it again right away.
No, you're going to wait the...
Okay.
Here's the second spell.
What's the cooldown for Flare?
Flare can be used once per 2 turns. In battle, however, if you want to machine gun it outside of battle for some reason...
Isn't a turn like 6 seconds anyway? So like 12 every 12 seconds outside of battle.
Yeah, which passes almost instantly. So, everybody do me the big old favor.
Roll a d20.
I didn't hear that. Both of you talked at the same time.
Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. Yes.
Ah, yes. The initiative.
We got a 19. Let's go.
Somebody's happy.
15.
Oh.
I got a 12.
Wait, plus
Give
3.
me just a second. Laz got a 22, correct?
Wait, are we adding 3?
You add your initiative bonus from your character sheet.
Oh,
Did you just
shit.
ask me if you had 3?
My bad. Okay, I don't have a plus 0, so I strictly got 19.
You strictly got 19. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I have just a roll.
Yeah, dolls.
12.
Not be the first to go, please.
Sharon.
15.
15. Marin.
She got a
10.
7.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you get?
7.
I also got 10.
7. Free.
I also got
Free all.
10.
Okay. Give me just 1 second here. Where is the thing?
Are those the... How many did I hit again? You said 3, right? With the Sun Spear?
You hit 3 in a cutscene.
How many... Are they dead, is what I meant to ask. Are they
Yeah,
dead?
you
or-
toss them down the fucking mountain.
Oh, okay.
They're
dead.
gone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then
You
how many
said-
are there?
There are 5.
Oh, fuck.
Give me just 1 second.
My level 2 is in effect, correct?
Your what?
My level 2, because I leveled up last night, is in effect.
We're gonna talk about that right after this fight. We're gonna still go with level 1 for this fight, and then we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay. I'm just gonna divide it down by half. Okay. My character's level 2. I just took his HP down by damage, and I just gave him damage to his original HP, so...
That's fine. I'm just trying to find initiative on these.
Wait, level 2?
Yeah, me and Kree leveled up because we did the nighttime event.
Oh.
Yeah, they wound up doing a combat that you guys did.
Yeah.
Technically, they leveled up first.
Yeah, so I just put my HP down to 11.
Whatever. I'm just gonna roll just a standard d20 for all of them because fuck whatever they need.
Indeed, I can agree to that.
Okay, so we got 4, 5. Ooh. Ha ha ha, bitch. And the last one. All right. So we're within 10 feet of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second.
Real quick. Would Kree be able to use his wings to somehow glide? Or like, yeah, glide. Or would he just like break or something?
He just can't gain air with.
So he could glide with them, correct?
Probably.
I have an idea.
That question and that setup sounded like a bad idea. I want you to think before you do whatever you're gonna.
No, I'm gonna message Kree about this. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeet Kree off the mountain.
Spread your wings and fly, child.
I don't know how I feel about flying on damaged wings.
No. Look. Trust me. Look at the DMs. Just before you say anything out loud, just message me about this.
I'm gonna go with no.
Alright, we're gonna go with that then.
That's gonna be a no.
Tell me about the formation that you guys are in. So
I'd take lead. Like I'm up front.
Yeah, I know I dropped back as soon as I heard a roar and kind of hid behind a rock
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
went right up front.
where are you in relation to Laz? Why?
I'd say 15 feet behind him.
15 directly behind him.
Behind and to the left, wherever a rock to hide is.
Okay, Kree, where are you in relation to Doll?
3 is kind of on the opposite side of Laz, crouching behind what passes for a tree near the top of the mountain. Kind of like fallen shrubs. He's just kind of like in those.
Okay, Marin, where are you at?
I'm similarly behind Doll, flanking Laz.
Okay. Sharon, where are you at?
I'm pretty sure the walking order was I was with Doll, so I'm probably gonna sit roughly near him.
Oh great, I'm by myself.
You know, sorry, man.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, then that's all good though, I got this.
So our first apity ape friend is going to be lashing out at Laz, who is right in front of him.
I got 19 and I didn't go first, damn.
No, you didn't actually. You got beat
Holy
by
fuck.
1.
Which way ape is that? I'm gonna brutalize him.
Oh, it goes before you, my friend. It's the one directly in front leading their pack.
I will kill him.
So, you're gonna try.
Uh-huh.
Trust me, you're gonna try.
We're gonna call him Derek.
What did you say, Derica?
What?
Derek.
Derek? The ape?
I like Derek.
Derek the white
Derek.
ape.
Derek? Okay, so
You're just gonna see Lazarus charge and I'm going he's just gonna yell, "Fuck you, Derek," as he runs
it's
at
not
him.
your turn!
I know, I'm saying he will, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so Derek is going to attack Laz. He is going to jump up and swing those big, meaty claws.
Mhm.
over at Laz.
Mhm.
And does a 21 hit you?
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, you are going to be taking 10. No, wait, no, I'm wrong. I am very wrong. So we're looking at 7 damage here.
Okay. 7. Okay. I'm good.
And next is Laz, who is Derek.
Fuck you, Derek. All right. I'm going to grab my dagger and just try and ram it straight into like his jugular.
He just made contact with your body, and as a reactionary move, you take your dagger and you.
Let me roll the dice. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up. Please don't fuck up.
I need to see this. Hold on. Are you doing it?
I
with
rolled a
dice roll?
d20, right? Yeah, I rolled
Yeah.
a d20, right?
Yep, to hit, like for confirmation and everything, is a d20. He's rolling. Oh boy! Is that that's your most recent roll, right? No, never mind. That was an 845. I'm an idiot.
It's a 15.
I got a 15. I got a 15.
Oh, I'm an idiot right there. Okay, yeah, so you make contact with this thing and give me your damage dice on this
Yeah. Real
bad
quick, hold
boy,
on. Before we
Derek
continue.
Ateric.
So, on hit, target rolls a Constitution save of 13 or is paralyzed until the end of the turn. Because remember, I put the poison on it.
Yes, you did. It needs to beat a constipation. Needs to beat a constitution of what?
13.
Save of 13.
Take that, Derek.
13. Ooh, it fails. So not only does he
Should I roll
take
for damage real quick?
you do roll for damage for me for Derek.
I got you. Derek's dead.
Hey, Derek,
Was it a
Fuck
2?
Derek up.
Fuck Derek up.
what'd you get?
Wait, what? Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, roll. Yeah, whatever your damage is on your weapon.
Got a 10.
D4 plus 6. Ooh, you did a number on him, and he's paralyzed.
Fuck Derek.
Yeah,
Fuck
and
you, Derek.
that's till the end of Derek's next turn, so he'll be paralyzed for a full.
Yeah. So you know what? No one goes before you next time.
Fuck you, Derek.
Fuck you, Derek. So next we're looking at Sheeran at 15. You are back behind an item, behind dolls.
Name an item?
Oh my. That's weird.
No. He said he's ducked behind a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Jump off the rock.
Nothing.
Anyways, so do I see Laz and the enemies? Do I see the ape thingies?
Yeah, you are about 20 feet away from everybody right now. Rock
okay.
behind your two teammates, Dolls and Marin.
Okay, and how far away are the ape dudes?
Yeah, the apes are 20 feet away.
Oh, they are too. Okay. Well then, I'm going to Eldritch Blast this good old AP boy, the closest one to me, I guess.
The closest one is right in front. Who has just made contact, stabbing it.
Right in front of who you cut up.
Right in front of Laz. Laz is in the way. The others are. Can you reach another 5 feet?
I mean, I can reach 120 feet with
All
my
right.
Eldritch Blast, but
So the closest one to him is to his. As you're looking at it, to his left. He's back another 5 feet on top of a rock, kind of taunting you, bitch.
okay. I'm going to roll to hit. Hold on. Let's see if I do this right. Oh shit. Oh my god, did I really roll a 5? That's awful. So I got a total of 10? Does that hit this
So
ape creature?
you Eldritch Blast, and it hits the rock right in front of this thing, which just makes it slightly more pissed off. It just starts roaring a little bit louder.
It's unfortunate. Well, that's my turn.
Next we have this. We had this. We had this. We are looking at my dude. One of the apes that is behind the current one is going to jump up, all pissed off that Laz hit Derek. And he is also going to slam his big meaty claw into your body pieces. However, he hits the ground, looks down at his feet, realizes he just 15-foot rock, screams at his feet because they're all pins and needles now, and then looks back up at you all pissed off. Like you did it. Just standing like 2 feet in front of Laz now.
Take that, Mike.
Fuck you, Derek's buddy.
We shall name this one Mike.
Fuck you, Mike.
Okay, Mike. All right. So we had that one. Now we are looking at dolls. It is your turn, my friend or erroneousness.
I want to shoot the one that Sheeran so elegantly missed.
Mike?
I don't know who it is.
No. This is an unnamed ape on top of a rock.
Yeah,
Call him Steve.
Steve.
Steve? All right.
Steve.
Steve.
Who's
Okay,
the one in the
so,
very back? We'll name him Pipe. We'll name him Pipe.
So two of them are standing next to each other, kind of where the previous one that missed attacking you was standing. They were kind of in a 3-person group now. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I want to shoot.
Hold on, we're talking names here.
Oh,
That
This
one
is
is
very
named what?
important, guys. This is very important.
Joe.
We'll
Joe
name the
and
one
Frank.
Oh, that one,
Dude.
Joe. What's the last one's name, Les?
Frank.
Frank.
Frank?
Yeah, Joe and Frank are in the back.
Right. Yes, they are in the back. So,
I'm back.
who are we on here? We're at Dolls wants to shoot
Joe.
Steve.
Or whoever.
Steve, who Sheeran missed.
Fuck Steve up.
19 to hit.
Give me damage.
11.
Oh, holy fuck!
Yeah,
Okay.
boy.
You pegged this thing really fucking hard, and now it's still pissed off, but it just kind of looks depressed that its yelling didn't like do anything to you other than make you aggressive. It's like pissed off that its tactic didn't work the first time, and it's bleeding. All right. After Dolls, we have. After Dolls, we have. Sorry, give me just 1 second here. After Dolls, we have Frank, who is heading up the back with Joe. And Frank is going to chuck a rock over at Dolls, who is now just kind of peeking out behind his rock. So Frank sees like, oh my god, that thing's over there. I'm going to chuck a rock at it.
Fucking small brain.
Cover.
Does a 9 hit?
No.
Of course it doesn't. So he throws this rock and it hits the boulder you're hiding behind. And then he just squeals at you.
I stick my tongue out and hide behind the rock again.
Now we have Marin. Oh no, sorry. Before that we have Kree. Sorry.
All right, so Kree is still stealthed. So Kree runs behind, or like, yeah, runs behind them and then jumps onto. Which one's the furthest back?
The furthest back are Joe and Frank. Frank is now thrown at your party member. Joe hasn't done shit.
All right, I'm gonna jump on Frank then.
Okay, you jump on, or you
Jump on his back.
You attempt to jump on Frank. Give me an acrobatics check. Nice roll.
Just give me a second. Start.
It's okay, no problem.
Wow, that's critical. That's
You-
That's a 2 plus 3. I have not made a single acrobatics check this entire campaign yet.
You go
I'm
to
gonna stop jumping on people.
you go to
My idea
jump.
would have worked for you.
You go to jump, but you were at the time also stepping on your other talons, so you go to jump and stumble forward slightly into the tree you were hiding behind, and embarrassed, you squat back down.
Kree, I thought you killed those you victimized the Panthers. Come on now.
Yeah. Can we, because I like ran up behind them. Can I, like,
You still have an attack.
yeah, cool. Sweet.
You're still like 20 feet away.
God damn it. In which case, I really don't have an awful lot that I can do. So I'm gonna roll behind some more shrubbery. Like a badass. Just
Okay.
Metal Gear roll on down to the next shrub.
All of a sudden, an old man sees you, and you turn off. Back on, the old man is dead.
You got
I got that reference. I actually got
It
that.
was so good. An old
I
man
understand
sees you. The old man is dead. What?
Okay. Kree, we have Miss Marin. It's your turn to shine.
Fuck 'em up.
Can I get an overview of where the rest of the snow apes are at this moment?
So you can see that Derek and Mike are up right in front of Laz. Left. Oh. So you can
Okay.
see that Derek and Mike are right up in front of Laz.
Okay.
You can see that Steve is still on the rock after, I believe it was Dolls hit him. Pegged the fuck out of this bitch. And then Joe and Frank are heading up the back after Frank tossed a rock at Dolls and missed. So those guys are about 25 feet away from you. Laz is about 10 feet in front of you, and right up in front of him are two apes, and there's an ape 10 feet behind him on your left, standing on a rock, hurt, but still taunting you guys.
So you said there's two coming up the rear?
Correct.
Okay. How high up is the rock?
It is going down the mountain, and the rock is 10 feet tall, so they are currently actually at the same elevation as you guys.
Okay.
As the mountain
then-
goes down, the rock rises up. It's the same plane.
Fair. I'm gonna use dagger double dip, and I'm gonna go for the one on the rock.
The guy on the left who's taunting you guys that does it?
Yes.
Alright, So that one for you is 20. Can you make that one movement?
20 feet?
25.
I'm 30
Alright.
feet, so I'm good.
You're up in this thing's face, and through your stealthy moves, manage to jump yourself up on the rock, right up in this thing's face, and you're just breathing down its neck for a moment. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to stab him with dagger double dip.
Give me a D hit plus whatever your hit dice is.
She has the paralyze as well, by the way.
No, that's damage. We're gonna roll a D20 plus whatever your 2 hit for your dagger double dip is gonna be.
That's a 3.
All right, you stab this thing up in its face, and give me your damage roll.
Doesn't she have the same paralyzing poison?
She does,
I do.
which will take effect after I do this damage roll. This thing takes 7 damage and slumps down on. Barely able to breathe at all, but it can't get back up. This thing is absolutely hurting. So now we are actually going to that thing and skipping his turn because fuck him. He's paralyzed. Now we have Joe, who is in the back right.
Yeah.
Joe's the one next to the one that threw the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a dick. He also got a 1.
He's also gay.
I'm going to confirm that. So he is also going to throw Laz. Does a 15 hit.
Let me double check that. Okay. You say 15?
15?
Fucking fat. Yeah, it hits. By 1 point.
Alright, so for that we are one. We're looking at 2 damage for that.
That's it? That's it?
Yep.
Was that a pebble?
No, he threw it from like 30 feet away. It was like 25
Oh,
feet
okay. I
away.
was like, did he like launch a pebble or something? Like.
No. You're
Okay.
also like being covered by 2 other, so he didn't exactly
Okay.
want to peg them in the head. And after Joe, we circle back around to Derek, who misses turn 2 because he is paralyzed.
Fuck you, Derek.
Bitch. And Laz, who is right in front of him, who is not paralyzed and very pissed off.
Very. Could we run the strength bonus or no?
Not yet, no. Yeah, we're not at that point. You kind of let the anger out cutscene,
Yeah.
Sun Spear
Okay.
thing going forward, yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Since Derek's like right in front of me and he's paralyzed, I just want to like use my acid and this time hopefully it doesn't fuck up. I just want to like unleash it all on his face.
I'm not gonna take anything away from you, just roll a d20.
Awesome. I swear to God, I swear if I mess this up somehow. Yes!
Give me
Derek.
damage for that.
Alrighty, let me pull up its damage because I forgot how that works. Okay. It is 2d6 of acid damage.
Alright.
Holy shit. I swear. Oh wait, oops, my bad, hold on. I forgot to do 2d6, my bad.
2d6.
I'll just roll another d6 then. I got 10.
Give me 1 second.
That is 10 acid
Oh yeah,
damage.
you got 10?
Yeah, acid damage.
To Derek?
Yeah, the one who I stabbed earlier and paralyzed.
Yeah, so he falls down with a gaping wound in his chest that's away at itself and doesn't move anymore.
Fuck you, Derek.
Derek has been fucked.
Okay, real quick.
Okay, now we are.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, you fucked, Derek.
Yeah, fuck you, Derek. Real quick, can I do like an intimidation roar at the other guy right in front of me?
You cannot. That's a single action.
Oh, okay.
So
Everyone asked.
now we move on to who is still heading up the back with dolls in front of him, and Mirren slightly to the right of him, still in front of him. You guys are still behind your rock, 25 feet away from the action still. 20 feet from where Laz is, 25 feet from everything.
Okay.
Help me out.
So the Derek, you said that one died, correct?
Derek's fucked. You
Derek.
guys fucked Derek.
Derek got
I don't know what type
okay.
fuck.
Like, and as time is moving on, and this hole in his chest just keeps eating him.
Interesting. I like it.
Mhm.
Alright, so the next closest one to me then.
Next closest one is,
That's the one who tried to hit me and missed, right?
yes, actually, that is correct. That is Mike.
I thought it was Steve.
Okay.
No, Steve is on the rock, and he's been hit by a couple of things so far, and he's not doing
I'm going to use Guiding Bolt on Mike.
So Mike is just a little bit to the right of Laz, and you just get a good aim on him, just ever so slightly. You said guiding bolt there?
Fuck him up, sure. Oh,
Butter that
Oh.
big
fucking
Oh.
brutality. Glory kill.
Oh. Okay. Roll for damage. That was a good one. That was a
I
good
thought,
one.
I thought the
That's
glory kills
not a
were
glory
only
kill
natural
because
20.
yeah, that's for natural 20s.
Yeah, no, this is just a straight up 20. It's not.
Oh, I thought he got a natural 20 for a second. I'm slow, my bad.
No, he got a 15 plus 5.
I was like, oh, fuck.
4d6. Jesus fuck.
Fucked him up pretty damn good.
Don't mess with Warlock.
I like Rock Guy.
So
I'm getting favorites throughout every combat.
So Mike is now not having a. Like, you can just see him. He gets hit with this bolt, and it knocks him in the shoulder. This ape is having a hard time being bipedal right now. He's just sitting there, kind of breathing, like, oh shit.
Real quick, on a hit, the target takes radiant damage. I don't know if they're weak to radiant. And they're
not.
Hold on. The next attack roll made against this target before the end of your turn has advantage. So if I attack the same target who had gotten hit by this spell previously, I get an advantage.
No, anybody who hits it.
Oh,
the
anybody?
Next person that hits it gets advantage on their attack.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
shit.
the next person. You are very correct. Yes.
Yeah, he's hurting. He's waiting.
I'm gonna.
However, he's next. So
What was
Mike
his
is
name?
now. That was Mike.
Fuck you, Mike. Don't do it.
What did you just hit? That? Oh no, he has. I wrote that down wrong.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, sorry. Yeah. So that's Mike, and Mike's turn. Mike is going to traverse the several feet to Sheeran, surpassing Dolls and Marin.
Does
Do I
that
get an attack of opportunity?
He runs past me
You
too, right?
both do.
Sweet.
No, he actually does not run past Laz. He is next to Laz, so as he passes, he's already out of range for attack of opportunity for Laz. However, Dolls and Mirren get an attack of opportunity on him both.
Natural
fuck.
20.
What? Oh, kill him! Glory kill!
Critical hit! Hooray!
Fuck you, Mike.
Roll damage, and whatever your add whatever your crit is.
Is
I
this a
don't.
glory kill?
It's just double on the dice. Is what the crit is.
Um,
Oh, how you
So
doing?
13 total. With my short sword.
So as this thing passes right by you, Marin is readying to stab this thing in the face, but right out from behind a rock, sword, and effortlessly just glide it through the air as this thing jumps towards both of you, going for Sheeran, and it just seems to slide off of your sword afterwards. You notice that both half of it fell within feet of each other, and you effortlessly just disembodied this entire ape.
I look at Sheeran and wink and turn back around.
Sheeran,
Also, that was
makes
a
Gus's
glory kill, and I'm sorry I took that from you. I totally forgot.
No, you're fine.
So Mike is down.
That's a no bueno for the apes.
No, that ain't no fucking bueno.
Their leader's dead and Mike's dead. Yeah, no, it's not a good day.
So we're looking at this guy. We're looking at this guy.
Who's this
Okay.
guy?
No, I'm just deleting people from the battlefield.
Mm. Okay.
After that, we have Dolls, who...
Oh my god. Fucking double turn.
Yeah, well, he got an attack of opportunity. Now it's his turn to do his thing.
Now he's just gonna. Who's the guy on the rock, Steve? Now he's just gonna murder Steve.
Steve
Yeah,
is on the
I
rock.
did.
Steve is on the rock, and Steve has
He's
been
dead.
through the fucking ringer.
Steve dead.
14.
Yeah, you you hit. What did you hit with?
My crossbow, because he's still far away.
All right, give me that damage.
6 more
6.
points of damage.
That bolt hit Steve, and you just see him reach up for the sky, fall back down.
Oh damn!
Fuck, you fucking took Steve out, dude. Fucking Steve got murked. So
That's
we're
a no
looking
scope.
at we're looking at Frank and Joe, who
That's
are
it?
both the far ones away, throwing rocks at you guys. Oh wait, no. We had. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
All throwing
13
rocks at you guys. Yeah. So after Dolls, we have Frank actually. So Frank is going to make his way over to Laz, who is right in front of the dead body of one of his compatriots,
Get fucked.
and he is going to use multi attack on you.
He can try.
He's going to attack with both fists.
He can do that.
It's a 12 hit.
No.
I know that doesn't hit. That was an 8. So,
Oh god.
yeah. So he jumps up, swing and a miss. Dude gets fucking embarrassed. Fuck you, Frank.
Frank's dead.
He ain't dead yet. It's Kree's turn though,
He
and
will not.
Kree is a very short distance between himself and Laz and Frank now.
Hold on, Kree, before you continue, I'm gonna send you something real quick.
My brother's home. You guys might hear some affectionate dog.
What is the modifier I roll to my attack roll?
It'll say under hit/DC.
For each of your weapons. So if you
Yeah.
look under
Oh,
where
that's
your
right.
weapon is.
Ah, I see.
Uh-huh.
I see. How far am I from Frank?
You are now 10 feet from Frank.
All right.
3, did
Are
you
we
see
gonna
the
jump?
No, I've learned my lesson. Damn it. All right. I swing my staff directly at the eyes of Frank.
Within very little reach, you hit. Give me damage.
Oh, look at that.
What's that?
insta-kill?
Not an insta kill.
Nope.
Okay. What are you hitting with?
My staff.
Okay. You fucking swing it like a baseball, knock the face, and when it turns back, its nose is crooked and bloody, and he's mad at you.
Good. Fuck you, Frank.
Fuck you, Frank. Yeah.
Marin, it's your turn. We've got Frank, who is right in front of Laz and Kree right now, and then Joe, who is still hanging out in the back, tossing rocks.
Who's closest to me in the moment?
Frank.
Okay. Then I will go to stab him with dagger double dip.
All right. So you're within running distance. So run up and you make an attempt, and let's see what we get. Give me a d20. Yeah, you fucking hit this guy.
Oh my god.
Spot on. Run right into him. Sweet, sweet damage. Bangarang.
Holy fuck.
Sweet. So yeah, you gash this thing right across. It roars back at you. It is fucking pissed. Now we have Joe, who's caught in the back.
Joe ain't gonna do shit. No, fucking tank.
I have to reposition Marin. Okay. So, Joe is going to be running up and making a fisting attempt at Kree.
Shane, I don't mean to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That
Did
sounds
you
like-
just say this ape is trying to fist me?
Yes, sure.
I was about to be like, that's a no bueno.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you remember if we worked Labor Day last year?
We didn't work Labor Day last year.
We did not, so I think it's safe to assume that I won't be working tomorrow.
You have tomorrow off.
Just curious, thank you.
So, I know a 23 hits.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, let's talk damage here. Okay, this thing gives you a good old kerfuffling at a good old 4 damage there.
Oh, wait.
Gives you a big old slapperino with his...
Ooh, I need to.
Right on the booty. Big old slap.
I definitely need to fix my health and then take 4 more damage. Okay.
At this point, we circle back around to our good friend Lazarus. Who's here, who is here doing his thing, having the time, taking the piss.
Okay. Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah. Just do
What?
it.
Did you say? I thought you said pass. I'm like, wait a minute,
I
what?
said taking the piss.
What?
Piss. P-I-S-S. Sorry, I have a New England. Sometimes
Oh,
say words
I
funny.
was really. I swear I heard pass. What? No.
No, piss. P-I-S-S. Sorry.
Yes.
My bad. It's your turn, Laz. What are you?
Okay. Is
A good old Frank
Let's-
to your right, and you have a Joe sucking up upon Kree's Teedly Teats to your right as well.
okay? Is Frank back to me?
Frank is right up on you.
So he's facing me.
He's facing you and your compatriots who are right next to you at this point. So yes.
I'm gonna take my dagger and just insert it straight into his gut and like try and cut him open.
Let's see how that works. Shoot me that D20.
Don't fail me now.
Oh.
How you
I don't
doing?
know. So, as you go to jab this dagger into this ape, the wind picks up and blows some sand into your eyes. You just go, "Eh, I don't like this!" And just rub your eyes a little bit. And the ape looks at you funny like, are you even a threat?
Frank, you see your buddy over there? He's burning in acid. Shut up.
Yeah.
Your
After that, we
leader
go to
dead.
After that, we go to Sheeran.
Yes. It's
You are
sad to
heading up the
know
back with dolls.
that I can only do that guiding bolt once a day. Anyways. I think I'm just going to Eldritch Blast. The closest ape again. Just keep on.
That
going.
would be Frank, who is standing between Marin and Kree. You have a straight line of sight to him because they are a few feet apart. So Frank Aroni here is going to take your Eldritch Blast Arena.
This just sounds like a really shitty porno.
Really
Wow, that was off.
nerdy porno.
Really
I
shitty
rolled
one.
an
Yeah.
8. Does that
Ooh.
hit
So,
ape boy?
so your Eldritch Blast flies forward and hits the ground behind Marin and Kree, and they look back at you like, "The hell are you trying to hit, bitch?"
Sheeran's gonna shrug. Like,
Mhm.
I'm just trying to hit something.
just trying to do a thing, you know?
It's been a long time. I'm still learning how all these things work. You hear?
In
Okay.
his funny accent.
After that,
Don't be
we
making
have
fun of my
dolls.
I'm gonna go for the dude in the back that's throwing rock.
He is in front of Kree, who is currently in the way.
Okay, well, the other guy.
Fuck Frank up.
Frank is still between Marin and Kree, so you can shoot at Frankadangolino.
11.
You shoot your shot, but she leaves you on red.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh well.
No, it flies just over this thing's head. So now we're looking at a good old Kree, who is standing right in front of both of them.
Cree BB, do your thing.
Well, let's see if I can actually get a decent roll off.
Now you got this.
I'm gonna go for my. Oh wait, no, that's a.
Remember, changing a weapon takes a full action.
Dropping a weapon does not.
Yeah, correct. You can drop a weapon and then take up, draw your new weapon in that action. You cannot attack. Stowing takes an action. Drawing takes an action. So you can drop a weapon on the ground, pull another weapon out, and that will take an action. And then you can attack the following turn.
Which is why I'm not going to be taking or dropping or stowing my staff. Instead, I'm going to plant my staff and launch both of my taloned feet directly into the nearest ape's face.
Big PP Blast. Okay, give me your good old D20.
Bird dick.
It's
We could have it.
Wow. Man,
Yeah.
wait, hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh my
Wait.
god.
Let me.
Do you have a 2-hit with your offhand or your no hand?
Yes, the crow brain takes over too.
I have a couple of things I should probably be adding that I'm constantly forgetting to add.
Yeah, figure that out and we'll add it to that 6.
Hmm. So, I've got a +3 to the unarmed strike. I'm not gonna put another +3 because of my talons, but no, I was gonna say, wait, would it be better to just add my acrobatics to it? But it's also a +3, so
Yeah, well, you're not
Let
really
it-
lifting yourself
let
off
it-
the ground, so we should probably just end it at that +3.
yeah, it's probably for the best.
So you kind of stick your staff into the ground and try to launch yourself forward on it, and what winds up happening is that you just stick your big bird junk in this thing's face, and then stand back up and realize that you just did something so abhorrent. You just feel sad for yourself.
He has a cloaca.
No, like he grew a bird dick between when this thing started and when this combat happened.
Just a
Wait,
standing
why is this a fucking
teabag.
conversation?
Because he just stuck his bird dick in an ape face.
There's a big old standing teabag on an ape.
Yeah.
How many people can
He
say
didn't
that
even,
they've accomplished that?
didn't even attack him. You just showed him ball.
You see these? Fucking beautiful, ain't they?
These are my boomstick. After that, we have Marin.
I'm gonna mute my mic in a
Do
minute.
something a little appropriate.
You like the bird dick?
As I recall, the picture was quite small.
Oh no!
I wish you left it in the chat.
But we only have one left, right?
You have 2 left. You have Joe and Frank. And Frank ain't doing so hot. Joe is pleased.
And then
They're
Frank's
both right in front
directly
of
in front of me. Okay, well, I'm just going to go for Frank. And I'm going to just stab him.
Stab. Alright, let's do it.
Roll a d20.
Roll me that d20.
$14.
Oh, you give him a big old stab. And give me damage before I say anything else.
4.
So he really isn't doing so well. He's bleeding from all over. But now he's paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Can't fucking move a Reno. And he was next, so now we're looking at Joe, who is looking at his compatriot. And he goes, fucking, fuck you both. Right? Fuck you both. So he is going to multi-attack, and he is going to hit Marin and Kree, one with each. I know a 10 doesn't hit Marin. I know a 9 won't hit Kree. So he just flushes out in his rage, starts to struggle, and pisses himself.
That's I don't know what's worse, that or the bird dick. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, well, he is now covered in 8p and sad. He's crying because he can't do anything because he's useless, like a
Crying like a
shit.
little bitch.
Crying like a little bitch. Okay, now we have Laz, who is just like Marin and Kree. In front of these 2 appies, you have Frank, who is bleeding out, and Joe, who is covered in urine.
Okay, I'm gonna go for Frank.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take my dagger, and I'm gonna like try and like stab him right in his like neck/jaw region.
Neck/jaw region. Okay, give me
Come
D20.
on. Come on, 20. That. Does that work?
Give me just a second.
I got 13.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a 13 hits. Give me damage.
Will do. Oh, how you doing?
You go
You
and
got a
stab
number.
this thing, and you just stuff your fist through it so hard that your dagger comes out the other side of its neck. That's it. Frank is dead.
Mm.
Now we're looking at Joe, who is
Mm.
just not having a good time, and we're also readied up for Prince.
Alright, Joe goes last, so if we all succeed, he will die.
So whose turn is it?
I do believe it is.
Sheerans.
Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. I'm like ranged stuff as I'm like trying to play here.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Shanius,
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
how many of these apes are alive?
You have Joe,
Just Joe.
Oh shit!
who
Alright,
is in front of Laz Marin because of the
I
last
thought he was
attack.
behind us.
Joe's about to
Huh?
get Eldritch
I
Blast.
thought he was behind us.
No, Joe's been in front of you for like the last 3 turns.
What the fuck? He teleported? Okay, makes.
No, you just killed everybody else.
Oh. That
Alright,
happened.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast Joe.
Joe
Not
is
gonna
currently
Eldritch Blast Joe.
yeah. Joe is currently standing in front of Laz, who is in your.
Even
A
if
big rock stick.
not blocked, I would have missed regardless because I rolled a 6 somehow. I think I'm gonna start using my real dice instead of this.
Okay, I'll just blast miss. We
Yeah, see,
are
first
going to
17. That's lame.
Cree. Oh no, to Dolls rather.
Okay, I'm gonna move to a position where I can see the last guy and shoot him with my crossbow.
Give me.
No, only a 9.
So you move and fire as you're moving, and this thing slides past the ape's shoulder and hits rock in the background, making a ding noise. Now we are going to Cree, who is standing in front of this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Plug 'em up.
Who is going to drop his staff and plunge and attempt to gouge out his eyes with his claws. Did any
Love
of
it.
that count? Yeah, awesome.
Love it.
Cool.
Give me that hit.
Let me get this like critical failure. I need to start adding that shit to that. So that's a 13. That's not.
You are at a 13 for that. That hits. Give me damage.
Awesome. Cool.
Dead.
Oh no, unscathed so far.
Oh no, he will die.
At least not this turn.
I hit my target once.
Huh. I've been adding the wrong thing.
Uh-oh.
Should be +5.
Oh.
Nice.
That would have been helpful in previous turns.
It definitely would have.
So we'll just make it. Okay, so either way you hit him. Give me your damage. You hit him, and you're gonna scratch him right across his big old Chesterly area.
Aw. Wanted
be
his
bleeding.
eyes.
He be bleed. Aaron, talk to me.
What's up?
Your turn, my friend.
You know, it's been really working for me. This is gonna come as a huge shock. I think I'm gonna hit him with the double dip.
Wow, I never thought she would do that.
Guys, I know.
Really, really
Amen.
Wow, that's like
branching out there.
yeah, that's wow. That's game breaking. He
Do
can't
I
do
need to
that.
send a well check? Are you okay?
Oh, and that one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
How you doing?
I was too confident.
She fell off the mountain, you guys.
You see Marin to the
That
fall.
is not good.
That's
She's
a
going
no-brainer.
to strike forward so sure in her candor here, like I'm just shoves her arm forward and pulls a muscle in her shoulder.
Oh,
Can't make the full strike. Misses the ape and sits there massaging her shoulder for a second. Like, guys, I don't think my body is supposed to move like that.
That's a fair response.
So I'm going to give you a -1 to your next to hit. Should we?
ow.
Now we are going to Joe, who just got scratched
How-
by Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, and Joe is gonna do a big fisterly project on Marin, who just attempted to attack. Oh, Marin. Already hits a nat 20.
Oof.
Ooh.
What?
Rough.
Wait, to who?
F in the
To
chat.
Marin,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we're looking at 12 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Marin, no.
What'd you say?
So that's rough.
Yeah. That life ain't fair. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's
When it rains, it pours.
it does. He done punched you. And it done hurt. So after Joe, we're moving back up to Laz. Who just witnessed this uncivilized ape punching his comrade.
Ape will die. So without hesitation. So without hesitation.
spell to use.
I know this. Don't worry about it. So without hesitation, I immediately just jab my dagger up into like the lower jaw. So I'm trying to jab like the uppercut jab I did to the panther. I'm doing that to the ape.
Give it a go.
Oh well. Don't fuck me over, robot. You piece of shit.
It fucked you over.
You fucking faggot.
So you try to precisely hit this right in the center of it. As you go up, you forget of your guiding principles to dagger and sword fighting, and your dagger just glances off to the side a little bit, and you just kind of lightly stroke his beard as you bring your fist up.
Do I give him like a quick shave?
He looks better, yes.
he looks, he's
he
gonna
looks-
die in style.
So now he looks a little bit more ready for a job interview than he did.
Yeah, he's gonna die in style.
He is. We are moving on to Sheeran, who is still heading up the back?
I haven't moved at all. Just
You haven't moved, okay. So
Move
you
out.
are
Sunsphere,
from where I am, so.
you're still heading up the back there, while all your teammates are up pounding on this ape like a pig through a Cards Against Humanity game.
Sheeran.
Just, yeah, no.
Can I play- Can Lazarus say something to Sheeran in game?
You can do that actually, without asking me. You just go "Rah, blah, blah, blah."
Okay. I look over at Sheeran and I yell Sunspear.
Sheeran will nod, and he will, give me a second, I have to bring this up now. I will... Oh, it's an instant cast? That's cool.
It is.
Do I have to roll to hit, or is it like a? Is it like guiding, or?
It's around your teammates. You're gonna roll to hit. If it's an open character, you're just gonna apply the.
Okay.
It's almost like a cantrip.
Sheeran is going to move closer to get a better view of the ape.
Where are you standing now, Sharon? You have your teammate gathered in front of you, just beating on this
I guess
monkey.
I'm gonna try to take a route that goes kind of off to the side without trying.
Left or right?
Right. Without trying to
To the-
take an attack of opportunity.
So to the right, let's say you move to just in front of the trees and bushes that Laz was Kree rather was previously hiding behind. So you are now within 10 feet of this creature. You have a slight height advantage on him, but not much.
Okay. I'm going to use the Sun Spear. I still have to roll to hit. You said is because of
Yeah, because it's around your teammates. Yep.
Right, hold on.
It's me go. Just rolling channel.
Do I add any like?
It's just a d20.
Okay, so no addition based on my spell attack. All right. I just rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
Just rolled a nat 20 and
fucking glory kill.
I'll never roll another one tonight.
We're gonna talk about the glory kill when we figure. No, it actually can't be. I don't think. Give me a second. It cannot be a glory kill at this point. Give me a damage roll.
A damage roll, you say? Alright, hold
Yep.
on. One whole d6 of damage.
1d6 of damage, yes.
And here I go. 4.
So you hit this thing for 4 damage, and your spear plunges into the ground behind this thing. However, the back length of the spear is still sticking out of the kind of stomach, like lower stomach area of this thing, pinning it to the ground, paralyzing it where it is. It is throwing a tantrum currently. And with each hit, or like with each movement, it's bleeding out a little bit more.
Huh. So does it just eventually slump over and die?
It does not.
Okay.
However, during this time, you feel that same. You feel that whole part of you receding. Just slightly. You just feel a small. You feel a small amount of what you are disappearing.
Weird.
So we are now looking at Kree. It is your turn, my friend Alindal.
I thought it was my turn.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, dolls. My bad. I'm
be
like
Dolls'
I'm looking, like so. I have Laz, Dolls, Sheeran, Marin, Kree. So as soon as Sheeran goes up below him rather than above for the numbers. So yeah, it's Doll's turn. You're right.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him with my crossbow.
You're standing right in front of him. Give me your damage, or give me your d20.
10.
So a little bit too quick to the trigger. You don't line up the shot quite right, and it hits the ground right in front of his foot. However, he can't really do anything about it. He's still stuck to this spear in the ground. He's still tantrum, unable to separate himself from the thing that's pinning him to the ground. Great, it's your turn.
Hold on. Quick question. How are you doing crits, by the way? I don't believe I even factored in the fact that I rolled a nat 20.
So there is no current crit rules for the Sunstone spells.
Okay. Alright.
I
I meant like
yeah.
general.
In general, whatever your weapon says for a crit is going to be the crit. We're going by the book for that.
Interesting.
So if you like, if a weapon says 19,
That's the
That
that's the to hit though. That's not like a damage thing. That's just to the hit. Like if it's like
no, yeah,
19
but
to
that
20,
that
that's
is
your
that's the crit rating. It's saying like under the crit, if it says 19, 20 times 2, that means if you get a 19 or a 20, you're getting a crit, and the damage is going to be multiplied by 2. If you have a weapon that says 18 to 20 times 3, that means that if you roll anywhere from a natural 18 to a natural 20, I do believe, you get the times 3 on your damage. So let's say you roll a 3, you're going to hit it for 9.
So hold on, I'm sorry, because I don't
Wait. I'm just going by the book for that, so whatever
Yeah.
your weapon says.
see. The thing is, I don't use any weapons. I'm a spellcaster. I don't have anything that I.
Do you have spell crits or
It doesn't say anything on here, and this.
so I'll look into that a
website-
little bit more before we go into next session. I'll give
Yeah, I was always under the impression that a crit, unless otherwise specified, is just double the damage die.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I think. That's what it is by the book. My other campaign,
Yeah.
we do max damage, and then we roll the damage dice again, and whatever the total is, we add it up and skadooch.
Yeah, I might make it kind of an amalgamation rules for, but right now, combat, we're just gonna go by the book.
So double damage then.
Correct. Yeah.
So instead of that 4 damage that I did, it would be 8.
For your sun spear,
Correct.
your sun spear is a separate spell list. It does not count the same rule.
See. Alrighty then.
Okay, so who did we just had dolls, right?
Yep.
It is Kree's turn.
All right. I'm just having a bad day with the dice here.
You have dropped your staff, I believe, right?
That is correct. I have dropped the staff. So I'm about. Has Frank moved at this point?
No, you're right in front of him still. He's actually still pinned to the ground with the sun spear.
All right. I'm definitely gonna try and gouge his eyes out again.
Give me
Just-
a d20 plus 2.
Can I plus 7 it with my hit bonus or my DC bonus?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
I said since my hit to DC is plus 5, can I do a plus 7?
Yes, correct. Plus 7.
Cool. Damn it! I was hoping for a 20
No,
plus
no.
7.
You fucking hit this thing. You fucking nail him. Talk to me about damage.
Let's see. Oh. Wow. Yeah, that figures. I roll the 5, and then we're plus
No,
3.
no.
So-
No, re-roll that. That's unexpected character.
fuck. But it says it's still rolled. It's still rolled.
I'm gonna choose the better roll.
Fine.
Okay, so either way, you hit for 5 damage.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he's not having a good time. You see, he's almost kind of fading on consciousness here, and we're going to roundabout and pound him out as we're heading to Marin's turn. What is Marin going to do to this Skewered ape. Talk to me about the carnage.
Alright, so he is currently on the ground, pierced by a sun spear.
Yep. He's
And-
kind of like in midair, can't like fall back. He was like in mid fall when this thing pinned him in position. So he's not prone or anything. So you guys don't have any disadvantage to hit him.
Okay, and how far away from me is he?
He is right in front of you.
Ah, sweet. I'm gonna go for. How pierced is he with the spear? Is it all the way through?
Oh, it's impaled him to the ground, and he's fit, but he's not like lashing out to hit anybody. He's just trying to pull himself off. He doesn't understand what's going on, but it is impaling him in the ground. So it is going through the ground, up through his body, and there's another like foot hanging out of his stomach, but he just can't fall further back on it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hit him with double dip.
A triple D! You are going to try to strike him with your lead hand, but your pulled muscle pulls it back a little bit. You can't quite get the strike out. He's he's there, but you just don't really have the strength in your upper shoulder right now to be able to do any considerable damage to him.
Okay.
So we're going to Joe's turn is skipped because he's still pinned. Back to Laz. No, never mind.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and like stab him in the chest, and then like push. After I stab him, I'm gonna try and push him like down into the ground to like put the spear more inside of him. If that makes sense. Okay. It's a D20. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a 10 out of 20. There you go. Hmm.
Yeah. You fucking hit this thing. Talk to me about damage, my friend.
I will. 1d4 plus 6.
You said 1d4 plus 6?
Yep.
Alright, you already fucking slaughtered this bitch.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. 10. Oh my god!
Yeah, no, he's done. He is. So, after Laz strikes him, the sun spear dissipates, and he falls to the ground. Just bleeding. He's fucking dead. Deader than dead could possibly be dead.
Can I just, like, real quick kick him really aggressively in the head?
You're out of combat. You can do whatever you want now.
Okay, so after I stab him, he falls on the ground. I just, like, really aggressively kick him in the head.
You fucking.
Can I roll
right
for this?
ahead.
Can I roll for this head to come off? With the strength check or something? Awesome.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
How do I do this?
Give me a d20 and add your strength.
Alright, I will do that. My modifier, right?
Yeah, your strength modifier.
I was like, okay, if it's strength, that's 16. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, you kick this thing right in the fucking face, and the jaw comes off.
Oh god. Okay.
So, with this combat ended, we find that Sheeran's glow is dulled slightly. Not greatly, but slightly enough for you to take notice. Yeah, she said she had to go, so I don't know if she's coming back to make an exit or not.
No, she just left already in the group chat.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
I'm back.
She already left the chat. What'd you say, Sharon?
hold on one second, we're standing by.
I said I'm back.
Okay. Well, all you missed is that I killed the thing and then I kicked its jaw off. That's all that happened.
Yeah, she told me about halfway. I know she was kind of pressed for time, and I kept talking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you guys are now surrounded by dead apes at the plateau of a mountain just on your way down. What's the plan? What are we doing?
Which one was the leader again? Derek, right?
Derek, and
Is
Derek,
this chest completely just dissolved by now?
all you can see of Derek is his arms, his head, and his legs, chest, and gone. It has turned into a
Oh, no.
gooey mess underneath him currently.
Can I just like grab his head and like throw it down the mountain? Because why not?
Yeah, you fucking toss that thing and you just watch it go down as it tumbles down the mountain. And
Cool.
kind of, you're listening for the noises that it makes. As it tumbles down the mountain, then you hear as it smacks a rock. It doesn't go any further.
As this happens, you just realize just yell, "Fuck you, Derek."
Fuck you, Derek, you piece of shit ass bitch! Alright, so.
I missed a lot in that combat. It's unfortunate.
Alright, everybody's dead.
Yeah, everyone died. All the apes are dead.
Continue marching forward, yes?
So
let's shut
you
it
guys
down.
have some.
Wait, hold on. Before we continue, another thing is these apes are white, correct? Is there one ape that isn't completely disembodied to where I can cut its like chest, like skin and slash pelt off?
The vast majority.
Okay, I'm gonna do that to like the closest one that's not completely fucked up in the chest, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take its like pelt and just like store it in my backpack for later use.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like almost dead, by the way, so that's nice.
How much total health do you have?
Well, I did have 22, but because I'm not supposed to be level 2 just yet, I lowered it down to 11, which is my level 1. So from after all that, I have 4 HP left.
I too have 11 health.
Yeah, I thought he said 7. He's like, wait, no, that did 5. I'm like, oh my god, I almost died.
So now I should add this in so that Mirren can read it, or Marin can read it later. We have hit a milestone. We are going to level our characters up to level 2.
Can I bring all my HP back?
Not. Let me check a thing.
Mm-hmm. I still find it funny that Kree whipped his bird dick out just like mid battle. He's like, look at this, and then he put it back.
That's what I do.
We're just gonna be in a bar, and someone's gonna grab his necklace. He's gonna whip it out and slap somebody.
Woo, level 2.
Who else is also hurt, by the way?
I'm still at full health.
Shirin,
Has
no, Shirin's fine.
taken some slight damage.
So I'm the only one who took most damage. Okay.
So what I'm gonna have you do is
Mhm.
if between full health level 2 you gain 11 points, you're going to gain 11 points right now. You're not going to fully heal. But you're going to gain the difference between the two levels, all of you.
Okay, so that is
If you
15 out of
take-
22.
Yeah, if you have level 2 all set up, great. If not, you can set it up between now and next session. Whatever you want to do, you can take the time between.
Yeah, I already
right
did
now
that.
Yeah, I know you and probably Kree have leveled up due to your last thing. We have
Mhm.
hit the point where leveling up is appropriate for
Yeah, I
you.
grabbed Grappler. I didn't use that at all because I knew we were still
Say that
level
again?
technically
You grabbed
1.
what?
I grabbed Grappler. I know I didn't. I was gonna use it, but I was like, wait, I'm still technically level 1, so I didn't use it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You guys are level figuring. If not,
Also,
away.
don't forget that you do get a feat every level,
Yep, we're doing that.
which is actually really nice because there's a fuck ton of things that I really want after I look through all the ranger feats.
Well, I can now shoot somebody from across the map thanks to a feat, so...
Oh my god, there you go. So after grabbing that ape pelt, I look at everyone and I say, "Are you ready?" And then I, like, kind of nonchalantly after saying that, just, like, slowly walk down towards the mountain, like, back towards the city direction.
Swaggerella.
Yeah, I'm ready to get to town.
I look over at Kree and I say, "Do you want any things to keep?"
You cut out. What did you say?
I look over at Kree and I say, "Do you want anything to keep from these apes?"
Kree definitely reaches over and starts ripping and tearing at one of their hands.
What are you looking for?
Oh, just the whole hand.
You want
He
the
wants-
whole hand?
He wants the whole hand.
Mm-hmm. Kree is a collector of various animal parts. By the end of the session, by the end of like the whole D&D campaign, he's just gonna have like separate bags dedicated to like different animal parts.
Well, I've already written Kree's collecting habits.
Yeah.
My other character actually from the campaign that Sharon and I are collects teeth from everything and like claws, and he's a blacksmith. So I literally made a dragon claws in it, and it came in handy the next session. It's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, so you grab that whole fucking hand, weirdo.
As we're walking down or whatever, we do end up passing the head that I threw down. That I throw down, correct?
If you so choose to go that way.
Les,
I threw it down
sure.
towards the. Continue.
You said you were hurt.
He cut out
For me, what'd you say?
You said you were hurt pretty bad.
somewhat. Now I have 15 out of 22 HP, but yeah, I was pretty beat up just then.
Fucking Sharon's gonna walk over to you and cure wounds on.
Repeat that.
Sharon will walk over to you and gesture to your wounds, and he's going to cure wounds on you. Wait a minute. No, he's not.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I mean, I'm level 2 now, so does that mean I get all my
you're a
spells
level
back?
2 character.
So does that mean I get all my spells back, or I have... Because I can only cast... At level 1, I can only cast one spell, one first level spell slot a day. But now that I'm level 2, I can cast 2, so does that leave me with 1? Since I... Okay. So yeah, I will cure wounds you.
Okay. And then what does it do?
So that is... Hold on. If I touch the creature, it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability.
So you go ahead and cast that real quick for me.
Yep, give me 1 second.
What is inspiration, by the way?
It's a bard thing.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't even know. So if
Because it's right below my HP, and it was like a thing. I click on it, and then it highlights it. And so I'm really confused.
Yeah, it'll give
you need a bard for it.
It'll give you a die based on the bard's level that you can add to attack rolls,
Right.
checks, saves, things like that.
So if anybody chooses to subclass, we'll start looking at inspiration. Until we need it, we're going to remain ignorant.
Okay, so what did I get for HP?
You heal 8.
8 HP? Okay, give me 1 second.
8 HP.
Awesome. Give me 1 second.
He's fucking
Boom,
pepperoni.
back to max. Let's go. I look over at Sheeran and I give a nod of it, like, I don't say thank you or anything, like, out directly. I just kind of give, like, a nod of approval, and, like, I just generally don't give you the dick look anymore, like fuck you type
I
look.
acknowledge this, and I go.
Okay.
I try to smile, but then I remember I don't have a mouth.
Yeah, just you just look really confused.
Actually, no, I look really upset. Like, fuck, no mouth. Shit, I'm sad about this. I ain't got no mouth. What do I do?
There's just a giant. There's just a giant dragon that's always upset, like always angry. A giant bird dick. A human, and a devil, and then there's just a really sad rock.
So what are you
Okay.
all doing?
So,
Walk into town.
because I did throw the head towards the direction of town. So, do we walk past that head that I threw?
That's up to you. You tell me where you walk.
Okay, yes, we walk in the direction of the town. So inevitably we do pass the head. Can I attach Do you, okay, real quick, this is kind of a reference to the game. Do you know the Witcher game? Witcher 3?
Yeah, love that game.
Same. Okay, so you know how you have the heads of the monsters, like, that you carry on your horse?
Yeah.
Can I do that, but on myself? Like, can I attach it to, like, my belt?
Do you have rope?
I have rope. I have 50 feet of rope. I have 50 feet.
You're gonna use 10 feet doing that.
Jesus Christ, I'm not, like, dragging it. It's, like, hanging right...
Oh yeah, but you gotta secure it so it don't fall out.
Okay, yeah, okay, makes sense. So I am down to, like, 45-ish feet because I have been using it before, so give me 1 second.
Unless you want to, take out its eyes and loop the
Oh, wait.
rope.
I do want to...
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to do
Its eyes.
that. I want to do that.
All right. So you.
I'm doing that.
You go to cut off this 10-foot section that you to wrap the head in. And then Kree speaks, or not speaks. Kree taps you on the shoulder and gestures to the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You get the idea, and you pop the eyes out. And instead of cutting off a 10-foot chunk, you cut off a foot to be able to loop through the now disgusting eyes and attach this thing to your belt.
Okay.
Absolute psychopath.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say that from all the usage of this, I am now down to 40 feet, even though I just used one. Just because I have been using it quite a bit, and I haven't taken off any rope.
What did you start off with?
I started off with 50, and out of everything, I'm just going to put it down to 40.
Yeah, I'll call that good.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so now you have teammate who not only has attacked a fellow traveler
Mm-hmm.
in his irritation, but has now showed the entire party that he is capable of the most unholy, beastly acts when it comes to finishing something that he started. This is fucking terrifying.
Real quick, did you have read my backstory and, like, the little side note that I sent you, correct, Alphos?
I did, yes.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, that makes
You're
sense.
a creepy person.
While he's doing that, Kree is like tying the foot of the panther, like punching a hole through the flesh in the middle of the paw, and then like doing the same to the monkey's paw or the ape's paw, and he's running a section of rope through both hands and then stuffing them back in his bag.
You guys are fucking weird, huh?
Necklace of hands.
Sharon is confused and also slightly concerned that his party members might be psychopaths.
You guys are watching each other dismember a bunch of animals. Collect pieces. So this is D&D, not Monster. What the fuck are you doing? You realize that you can't just stack a bunch of items and come out with something cool, right? You guys look back and I'm like, I know, but I had a rough childhood. And Sharon looks back and he goes, you guys are shithole! And now everything goes back to normal. You guys can take it away.
I want to telepathically say to Sheeran, he was worried about a logo on his armor, but he's going to walk into town with a head on his belt.
This is
I'm fucking dying.
an awful sight that I never want to see again.
I agree.
Do note that the head is,
Do
like,
you all
been
look
severed,
like that
so
on the
it's kind of...
inside?
No, I can say I will not be partaking in any beheadings or gutting trophies.
Do you all look like that on the inside? Hello.
What? Who are you talking to?
All of you, you
Oh,
dismembering psychopath bestiality obsessors.
I just kind of I look at Sheeran and I just kind of like I don't nod, but I don't in approval or disapproval. I just kind of give like a maybe kind of shrug.
Organic life is confusing and disgusting.
Well, you know, crystals normally don't walk around either, so
I mean, he doesn't know that, but he thinks he's a normal everyday regular guy, you know, with his all regular normal day crystal friends that he no longer lives near.
So you guys mutilate these
give me a
animals.
second.
Oh.
No,
Not
no,
important anymore.
Do not shut up. Don't. My parents are talking to me now. You can't hear both of you at once. So give me 1 second.
I
Yeah, we're good. Continue.
so lit.
I'm so
when
sorry.
I was trying to tell my backstory, and I just like was so lit that I just couldn't do it properly. Just wanted to let you know, Shane.
It's all good.
I'm not as lit anymore though, which is nice.
Also, real quick, as I see Kree doing the same thing I'm doing, I look over at Kree and I just kind of like give a nod of approval.
I suggest we start moving. Yeah.
I look at the Rock and I just go, "Let's go."
I agree.
God, The Rock. That just is racist.
Kree looks back, adjusts his penis, and does
my
whatever
God.
he's going to do next.
Thrust in the direction of the city.
That's up to Kree. I'm just providing flavor text.
Thrust his dick in the direction of the city. I love it. No.
Yes, flavor text. It's chicken flavor.
I thought he was a crow.
That's racist.
That technically is racist.
You racist DM.
You racist bastard.
I think he's got something about black animals because he refers to me as a lizard. You're the animal black dragon. He refers to you as a chicken, even though you're a black bird.
I also have a very strong opinion on Brexit.
D&D Beyond is making it very difficult for me to level up properly.
Do you need help?
Yeah, that's why that website sucked.
No,
No,
no.
it's not a
Are
problem.
you doing XP or are you doing milestone based?
He's doing milestone.
Yeah, you just
milestones.
go. You
Just
click
go
the
to-
little down arrow. You click manage levels.
And then
you
scroll to 2.
click the 2, and then you would go over 2 as soon as it.
And then you'd scroll down and it would say to upgrade this and do this because you reached level 2.
Yeah, you have
Very
new class
simple.
features, and then to upgrade your spell, you go to.
Click on spells,
Yeah.
which right there next to skills. And then to go to feats, go to your actual feats in your character sheet and then click add feat. Also, can I say that D&D Beyond looks way cleaner and way better than OrcPub? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's why I use it. Also, OrcPub doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, which is really saddening. OrcPub is what I made all. So
Ow.
I can't access any of the character
Ow.
walls. But when it was up, it was much more streamlined and easy. D&D.
They made a new one called whatever. Mary.
Yeah, but that's fan made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dungeon Master's Vault.
It works almost the same way.
Yeah, and even looks the exact same.
Oh, well then, yeah, no. Orc has always looked awful.
That's what Nick, Dakota, and I used for our one-off game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put the hands back in my backpack. And
The gods aren't smiling on you.
Wow.
well, there's only one god that Kree cares about.
I only follow one guy.
Okay, you monotheists, enough.
I don't follow
And-
any god.
Kree, like, as he's putting the hands back in the bag, he actually like gestures with one of them towards the bottom of the mountain. And then keeps going.
Cree keeps walking. What is everybody here?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
All y'all peepees decide to walk down this mountain. You gonna jump over some rocks. You gonna fall into some rivers. You gonna swing through some trees. And you are going to make it to the middle of the mountain before night falls. Night starts to fall. You guys are up in the middle of the mountain. What are you going to do? You are in an area where the trees are now sparse. You have made it out of the dense area of trees. So trees are slightly more sparse. You have a lot of visibility going on. You find yourself in an area with a couple of really large rocks surrounding you in the back, and a flat spot, and then it drops down to a trail that continues down the mountain.
There is a trail, you said? Like an actual trail?
There's a small trail, but the sun has descended. You guys are having a hard time seeing without lighting a torch, and you have come onto you have come upon this area, and I'm going to leave it up to you.
I take it the session is ending soon.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Well, then with that, I say, I look back at the group and I go, from what I've known, night is deadly. However, waiting here seems to be a worse option than, sleeping and staying here for the night seems to be a worse option compared to then moving forward with some torches.
Yeah, but we don't want to be walking into the town looking like we've just dug ourselves out of a grave.
Well, you know what? If the townspeople like to look at me funny, I'm gonna go and slap their faces right into their ass, and then I'm going to put them on a street pole, and I'm going to point at them and say, "Fuck off, mess with me, and you're next." Okay?
What happens when you either die by the Crown's Guard, get arrested by the Crown's Guard?
If I die with honor. I have no purpose. If I get arrested, I will stab and shank every prisoner.
Note to self, Laz is going to be dead before we get to town.
So with this said, I go ahead and, with this said, I use the, wait, hold on, Sharon, can I see the non-burning, hurting, the larger stone, the sunstone, can I see that?
The large one does not bear the same shape or
Isn't it the one that can light torches?
The small boy is the one that can light torches.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sharon, can you hold the small stone so I can light my torch?
Yes. He's gonna pull it
Okay.
out.
But let me interject here. By this time, you have been hiking all day. You feel invigorated. You feel that piece of you that, after you use the sunstone spells, seems to be absent. It's back. You feel right. You feel good.
I say we keep moving.
I would say we stay the night.
You weren't there that night. Me and Cree went out to journey.
Mind you, after the event earlier, the stone was black again.
Ooh.
Now it is a fully glowing stone again.
Man, those stones are weird. Okay. So since Huron is holding the rock, I go ahead and light my torch with it, and I kind of like point it towards the town, and I say, "You guys can set camp. I'm gonna go forward and scout. However."
How far away are we, DM, from the city?
You are about halfway down the mountain. You after combat, you had started hiking again around 1 p.m. and you made it about halfway down the mountain before nightfall. So you hiked about 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. So you're half a day's walk to the bottom of the mountain, and it seems like around the same to the town made of stone. However, there's a couple of encampments that you see just slide across the desert ever so slowly. So they're not in the same place that you noticed them first. But you can see the tents and the carriages and everything. All of the light at night you see sitting in one spot. But in the day, you notice that these people pick up and move.
Real quick.
They're much closer to you. They're kind of at the bottom of the mountain range. Just a slight walk, perhaps, outside of the mountain range is a few of them.
From here, is it possible? Well, for insight or whatever I need, perception. Is it possible that I can see any sort of insignias printed on the tents, as the Red Talon used to have their insignias printed on tents?
You can't see from up here. All you light coming out the bottom of tents. Just from a long range, you can see that it's a long walk away down the mountain, but you still can kind of understand contextually what type of structures are in that little encampment. Is somebody wrestling an alligator?
No, I don't know what you're talking. What?
It was just a lot of noise right there, and it was hilarious.
Okay.
I don't know if it was dolls or I was on a different page, so I couldn't really see. But yeah. Anyway, you can see that there's a couple of little encampments that are a little bit closer. However, the stone city that you seem to be aiming for is about a full day's walk away. You might by morning, like if you start hiking by morning, you might reach there by tomorrow night.
I don't like that idea. I like the idea of getting there midday. So I look at the group and I go, let's at least get to the bottom of the mountain and set up camp there. I don't like the idea of camp on mountain again.
Kree kind of nods in agreement.
So we're looking at about 7 p.m. When the sun starts to set here.
Okay, so yeah, we would be okay.
Yeah, you would get to the bottom of the mountain
Around like
at
2, 3.
2
Yeah, around 2, yeah.
3 a.m. Something like that.
We would have some time to like get a short rest.
Yep. And you now have a lit torch.
Mhm.
Just give me a second to check on.
Okay. Real quick while you're doing that, I look at Sheeran. Are you coming with?
He nods and he starts, walking his way downtown.
Alright. I take it Marin would follow us then. Okay, the DM died, so I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm just gonna ignore that for a second.
Hold on one second. I'm checking.
Okay.
I died once.
Okay. There it is.
Good times.
I don't want to assume it is, but I would not like them to find out. Although then again, Lazarus has no purpose, so currently that is.
Alright, we're gonna call torchlight 30 feet. Just because
Cool,
I can't find a ruling on that yet. So you guys have...
I actually can pull it up because it's in the inventory thing. Hold on, give me 1 second.
That'd be great, because I can't find a book.
20 feet.
On it.
Oh, no, wait, hold on, wait. Ooh, wait. Okay. A torch burns for 1 hour, but we use the magical thing, so it doubles to 2, you said, correct? Because it would double.
Yes, it would be
Providing
2 hours.
Providing 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. So, it's 20...
We're calling it dark vision at 30 feet. It's magical light.
Okay.
And it's gonna burn for 2 hours. Dark vision at 30 feet.
Okay. So, since everyone is nodded, I look at Dolls and I say, are you still gonna stay?
Well, I guess not.
Mind
Okay, and then
you also are, I believe, Dolls, Kree, and Laz are all carrying a bundle of tinder sticks, which will count as 30-minute torches.
Okay, so we should have enough time.
You guys have 20 each.
Okay.
Over the last couple of days, searching for tinder and everything, stuff that you haven't used, in
We have
on
enough
your
fire.
Yeah, on your person, you each have 20 of these little sticks that are gonna last for a half an hour each with magical light.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've still got some torches too.
Yep. And magical light, we're talking about what you have done with the sunstone here is going to be a permanent setting, so dark vision at 30 feet, no matter what type of
Mhm.
stick you're using or whatever.
I feel, just to be safe, that the darker colored, like, I guess, figured people, which would be me and Kree, should stick to the outer sources of the light to where we're kind of not so visible. So if someone approaches the group, they only think it's like 3 people, which would be Sheeran, Dolls, and Marin. And then, like, out of nowhere, 2 people just kind of come in and go, oh, and they're like, oh, fuck, wait a minute. I mean, I feel like it would help the group a little bit, so if someone approaches us, they think it's an easy fight, and then they get jumped by an additional 2 people.
Yeah, but
Talk
if
about
it's people, then that works. But anything that hunts at night will be able to see you no matter what light we have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we won't stay far. We'll stay on the edge of that lighting source, like kind of in it, but kind of not. So if someone approaches, we can go ever so slightly further, but we're still in it to where you guys can see us at the current moment.
Okay, sure, whatever.
So then, who will be holding?
Strategy?
Who will be holding the torch then? Since I'm not going to be holding it.
I mean, I could hold it, I guess.
Okay, and then Kree, do you want? I look at you and I point at the left and I point at the right. Which side do you want?
Kree just looks at you, just like gawking at your idea.
Can I roll for intimidation?
You can.
I'm not doing that. I was joking. Okay. I like Bergman. I'm not gonna make him piss his pants yet. Dolls, on the other hand, no. Okay.
Did try to stuff him inside of a pig.
I mean, that would leave some like night terrors right there. Okay. I kind of okay. So since he kind of like does that, I look at Kree and I'm like, just go with it. It'll work. Trust me.
You guys, snails are weird.
I love you, Kevin.
You know what's also weird?
I'm just watching a video of these big ass snails, and like, they're just weird. What is a snail?
You know what's also really weird? The fact that we roll with a giant crystal.
True.
Yeah,
I'm just putting that up there. Yeah, you're a living crystal that just doesn't talk physically.
but like, these snails though.
Yeah, snails are pretty weird. Okay, anyway, I look at Kree and I say, Kree, trust me on this one, or just which side do you want?
Kree just walks off to the left without saying
Okay.
anything.
Kind of not upset, but like mildly like pissed because I know he doesn't talk, but not even a nod of approval. I just kind of like go to the right side and just kind of deal with it, but not really. And then I guess we proceed to move forward then with the strategy in place.
So, as you proceed as a group down the mountain, you see things off the side of your trail. Give me 1 second.
If you didn't cough so much, maybe you wouldn't cough so much, dude.
That's actually like
That's-
mostly true.
That's a big brain moment. He's thinking really well. Better than the
So-
small brain apes.
Shit, man. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. God, why did I think of that fucking Simpsons meme?
As you're walking down this mountain with magical lighting source, you are seeing a bunch of those yellow golden eyes off to the side of your trail. You can see outside of where the light hits. Some of them follow behind you and then eventually lose interest and fall back. But for the most part, most of the night, every few minutes you guys hear a growl, and you see these eyes off to the very edge of your light source that keep their distance from you.
Can I? So as we pass another group of them, can I roll for like an intimidation roar?
Yeah, I suppose you're looking at
6 of them.
six of them. So give me your intimidation.
Alrighty, let me go and pull up my bonus for that real quick so I don't fuck it over. Okay. Skills. I would also add
While
my
he's
charisma,
doing
correct?
that, I pull the lower jaw from that other panther out from my backpack.
So hold on, wait. So I'll add my intimidation plus my plus my charisma, correct? Onto the roll.
No, intimidation. You're just
Yeah, intimidation is just whatever it says. It's a D20 plus whatever it says beside intimidation.
Okay.
Yep.
God damn.
So
Give me a second. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. My dogs are barking. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
that was a good fucking roll.
Continue.
So you've got these 6 of them surrounding you, just on the, and they're behind you, they're around you, and you let out this roar, and you just hear squeals as they run. They run. It's almost like you may have hurt them a little bit. You may have potentially rage.
Would they have
Some
recognized me
sort
from
of
the last encounter?
no.
Oh, okay.
Different cats.
Oh.
They may have. You may have hit a or a tone that they can't comprehend, and obviously, as something very new, you run fucking screaming from it. So
Mhm.
all 6 of this group are going to leave you alone for the next few feet.
Okay.
However, as you continue through the night, you guys continuously light your magical torches and seem to be keeping everything at bay. It seems like everything knows, this is not a heat or a power that we want to really come in and fuck with here. This just seems to be out of our range, and even at large numbers, we don't think it would be good to come and rush these creatures that are brandishing this particular brand of light that we have never experienced before. So, at the very first signs of light, 4:30 in the morning, you guys finally hit the bottom of the mountain. And at the bottom of the mountain is sand, but just off in the distance, just in a reachable distance, we're talking quarter mile, you can see upon the flatlands there is still light coming out of some of these tents over a dune, and you understand that it's the same kind of light source up in the mountain.
Can I
It's not that stone because
Can
it
I do a
seems to still.
perception?
Give me a perception roll. Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Okay, I want to do a perception roll mainly on the tents to see if there's any insignia brands. Investigation, right? Or
Perception.
perception. Let me find that. Ooh, plus 4.
Yeah, there you go.
I swear if I want to watch this, me fuck this one up. Ooh, nice.
Yep. So as you see, as you kind of peer on these tents, as you dune, you notice that they're light blue in color. And that's it. There's no insignia. There's no thing. But as you're coming a little bit closer, you can hear music, and it's almost like a party going on at night.
Real quick,
Say again.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna wait for you to finish.
So you see this light blue canopy over a big area, and then smaller light blue over areas where carriages, there are horses, there are people. There are small kind of makeshift buildings next to carriages that almost look like they lift back up onto the carriage.
How many horses are there?
there's a grand amount of horses. There's a seemingly large amount of people here. So we're looking somewhere close to 25.
Real quick, who's really good at haggling?
That depends on what the check would be for.
No, I'm like, because I have an idea that we should buy these horses and or persuade them to give them to us.
That would be persuasion.
Oh,
Regardless.
Okay.
no. Sure,
I have a
probably
plus
would be
2.
pretty good at it, honestly.
I have a +2, but that's
It's
really
a
it.
gypsy orgy.
This is my
I
kind of
get
camp.
a +3 to my persuasion, but I am not proficient.
What'd you say? What did you say?
+3, but he's not proficient.
Okay, I'm proficient with it because I'm like intimidating and stuff like that. Okay.
Well, persuasion is its own.
I know, but I'm very charismatic, I guess you could say, as a character. But in the not so nice way.
Well, what is your persuasion rating? What do you add to your d20?
It would be a +2.
You're decent. You're not great.
Yeah. Well, however, my intimidation's a +4 though, so.
Well, yeah, that's a different roll. So
I know. But still.
we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah. I have an idea, guys. Let's go into the camp and just act like we're supposed to be there, and just stick close to each other, but like stay near a campfire and try and get someone to give us 5 horses. It would make our life so much easier. And worst case scenario, I'm gonna be honest. Let's just fuck them up.
DM,
Yes.
what is the general race in this camp?
You can't exactly see dune that you're standing on.
I have an
You're still around 80 feet away.
Okay, I can sneak up and see what kind of people they are, because if they're humans or elves, I doubt they would be persuaded by a giant murderous lizard man asking for their horses.
They'd be pretty scared if I intimidated them.
So if
But,
you want, I can
here.
sneak ahead and see what's up.
Yeah, have Kree go with you just in case.
Okay, because I've got like a +5 to stealth.
Okay,
I would
cool.
like to point out that my character has a pretty decent moral compass, and I wouldn't say he's a lawful good character, more like a neutral good, but if he finds that any of his party members are like performing anything that he thinks is evil, he will act upon it. Just saying.
Let me throw this out here real quick. So, Laz was a lawful neutral. He still, at heart, is. However, you guys will learn what he actually is currently, which, DM, I don't think I told you yet. If I haven't, I will send it to you after this session. But he has kind of lost focus in his former self because of the time gap that he spent in that dungeon.
Gotcha. So he's kind of unaligned right now.
So he went from like supporting the law, but still having like the ability to be like, I guess I'll let you slide, even because it's only minor thievery or something like that.
Yeah.
To being like, no, you're getting executed, go fuck yourself, because he followed the law strictly. But he's kind of lost.
He went from lawful good to chaotic good, but still technically kind of unaligned since he's.
He went from neutral and lawful to evil.
Dolls,
Yes.
you're sneaking, right? You're sneaking up there?
Do you want to come with me?
Yeah, I'm going to sneak up there with you because I also have a +5 to sneak, or to stealth.
Lego.
So real quick, I as you guys are doing this, I pull Sheeran aside. I'm like, would you be okay if we need to kill these guys to get the horses?
No, not at all. You don't kill someone for their animals. That's just wrong.
Okay.
You ask, they say
What if?
no,
Hold
and
on.
you keep walking.
Hold on. You're Kree. Dolls, shut up. You're stealthing with Kree. Sharon, look. I'm gonna do my best to not kill them for you, okay? If this fucks up, and I have to because they attacked me first or proceeded to be as a threat, would you be okay with this?
I mean, if they provoked a fight, then yes, I will fight, but if
Okay.
you provoked it and they swing first, that's a different
Mother
story.
of God.
It sucks to be them because Lazarus is gonna like eat their head off. But anyway,
Talk to me, Kree. What was that about?
oh my god,
That's a stealth roll. I got a
Oh my god.
22 as well.
Holy fuck.
Kree is fucking invisible. Cannot be seen.
Six
You
foot
see,
tall fucking
Kree-
crow just vanishes.
You
no,
just disappear.
doesn't fucking vanish, right? 6 foot tall crow with these damaged wings has an idea. Fucking
He
lays
blends in
on
with
the
the
ground.
darkness.
Lays on the ground, right? Uses the wings to cover himself up with sand. Notions to dolls. Hey, stand on my back.
Okay, I'll get on his back.
Kree starts to move silently throughout the sand, swimming underneath it with his wings because of how incredible this role was. And just seems to carry you silently and invisibly to within 30 feet of this tent.
Okay, do I see any people?
You see a bunch of people. There's a party going on outside. There's a fire. People are dancing. You hear a bunch of rings clanking together, bells going off, and the people are just gallivanting, having a good time. You see there's wine, there's food, there's people playing music. It just seems like a generally happy ass time
What
these niggas is having.
race are they?
Oh shit.
I have a great idea.
From about 30 feet away, you can see they're kind of an olive skin tone. Mostly dark hair, but there's some with kind of bleach blonde hair. There's kids with blonde hair. There's old people with blonde and white hair. But the vast majority of the main population seems to have black hair. They all have dark skin. Vast majority of them have freckles, spots over their skin. But it seems like it's just, you know, sunspots or something. It doesn't seem to you upon your glances to be a disease. They just seem to be a different race of people.
So it's a human-esque race.
It
Like
is a
elves or
human.
dwarves
It's
or-
a human race
Okay.
of dark complexion, and vast majority of them have dark hair.
I'm gonna wait till they come back, and then I'm gonna give out my plan. I have a grand idea what I want to do.
If they come back,
Kree, do you want to both go back and tell them, or I can go see if I can get the lay of the land while you run?
Kree's still under the sand by now. Still rolling on the
Give
high.
me a second. I am going to make a. Can I make an insight check?
Talk to me about it first.
Try and get a handle on what they're celebrating and what they're actually doing all the way out here. I mean, I assume they're like a traveling group, but
I'm gonna say no because you're under the sand still. However,
damn it.
should you choose to do something else, you can check.
I stick my head up from underneath the sand.
Okay, now you can make that check.
It's like
Sorry to be
kinda
so specific.
kind of poke my head up from underneath the sand and just my head.
I just still wanted you to be able to use the swim in
The sand.
Yeah. Check out the dice rolling.
That is roughly what he looks like, yes. As he is scooting along,
I
doll
fucking
standing on
can't.
top of him.
That was beautiful. Oh my god.
Scoot.
Yeah, give me.
Scoot.
Roll me a d20 plus
Fuck.
whatever you add for what you asked for.
God damn it, I wanted it to be another 25.
No, you got it. You got it. Fucking 21's perfect. So you don't see any religious figures. Oh no! Don't do that.
I was
Put it
muted
up
the
in,
whole time, and I said
general.
like the funniest thing. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back in general, but I just couldn't keep staring.
Okay.
I fucking.
So you
I was
notice.
muted.
I'm talking. So you notice that these people don't have any clergymen. They don't have any religious symbols out. They don't. really have any decorations going on. And they're just cooking a normal meal over the fire while everybody dances, plays music, and is gallivanting and playing games around. So it just kind of seems to you like this might be how they either end a long day or start an early morning.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So-
jump off Kree's back and just start walking up to him.
No!
You
Oh my
can
god,
fucking
no!
do that.
Why not?
Wait, can I see this?
I said you can.
Oh,
Do
okay.
I
that's
see
what I'm
this
gonna
going
do.
on? No, dolls, no. Oh my god.
And I'm gonna tell Kree to tell the rest of them to hang back, and I'll be back.
Okay, can I, real quick, can I see dolls running up there?
You can see dolls slowly walking up
Can,
there.
can I
You're
run
still
up to
80
dolls?
feet away.
I run up to them.
You are a
Oh.
giant lizard man.
I know, I get this.
running
That's
through
why
the
I'm
You're
underbrush.
saying he
under
needs
the
to go
sand.
away.
Make
You
a
are
Who is under the
decision.
sand? He's like,
Definitely
"He's
gonna
under the
get
sand."
clear position.
Kree is still under the sand. Make a decision.
Wait, okay, hold on, wait.
The real
Can I,
question
like-
is, do these
wait, no, no,
people
no.
see him? He's a big ass lizard dude stomping
I'm not
down.
worried. I'm
He's
not- okay, I
still
decided not
80
to
feet
run. Wait.
away, and
I've
he's in the
decided not to.
darkness.
Can
Okay,
I?
he's decided
Sheeran,
not to
I
run.
look to Sheeran. I go, tell dolls to turn back now.
Sharon's just gonna look at dolls. I mean, I know dolls can't see me, but because he's walking the other way.
Telepath.
But he's gonna be like, the lizard man wants you to turn around
Immediately.
and
We
come
settled
back.
on we settled on 100-foot range for that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely within range. I'm just checking on my.
Please tell him that I'm trying to not have him get attacked or have
I haven't.
him
No, no, tell him I have.
slaughter a group of presumably innocent. Jesus Christ. Presumably innocent people.
I get this, but
Uh,
okay.
Whoa! No
I
one said
re-
this to you yet.
I
I know,
relay
hold
the
on.
message back, and then I kind of nod in agreement, almost as if like that might be a better idea, because
Hold
combat
on.
is something I definitely want to avoid.
I get that. Just tell him I have an idea. Trust me on this one.
Sheeran will relay that message back.
Would you say that I am? You said I'm about
Well-
80 feet away from Sheeran.
Yes, however, I'm also going to need Laz to roll persuasion.
Oh my. Okay. D20 plus 2.
I mean, as a character, I can actively just not care about what he says. By the way, You
This
can
is a persuasion for you,
Okay.
for
right.
Sheeran.
Oh
But
come on.
as me being my own person, being able to think for myself, I can just actively choose not to care what he says.
The roll determines what you say.
I got a
Okay.
12.
And he rolled under satisfactory.
Fuck.
So you did say I'm about 80 feet away, right?
You're still about 80 feet away. Let's just say you practice.
And
You're
so-
about no. You're 80 feet away from your teammates. You're 30 feet away from the tent. They're still in the darkness though.
So by the time I walk up there, I won't be able to hear Sheeran.
By the time you get to the tent, you won't be able to hear Sheeran.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Sheeran that I would trust his plans, but the last time I trusted his plan, I got attacked and then just walked to the tent.
I relay that message back and then say, he has walked beyond my range of telepathy. I can no longer speak to him.
Okay, so with that, Lazarus gives off like an angry, like aurora around him. Like you can tell that he's generally pissed, and like smoke comes out of his nostrils. And I proceed to stomp forward up to the camp.
While you're doing so, you look down at Dolls as you start walking down the dune that you guys are on top. You and Marin's kind of hanging back. She's not doing. Still kind of has some open. Nobody's addressed, and Sheeran is up there as well, just kind of playing interpreter. So you start to stomp down this dune that you're standing on, and as you look forward, you look at Dolls, who is now on the very edge of the. However, you see 30 people who are currently around a fire throw their hands. and rush towards Dolls. And these people, one by one, children and women and men, they're all rushing to hug him. And they say, "Hey, traveler, it's wonderful to see you. We don't see many people outside of our own kind. It's lovely to have a visitor. Won't you share this glorious morning with us? We're just starting our day, having a wonderful, energy-filled get-together around the campfire as some of our most talented cooks start breakfast. Will you please join us? It's nice to see somebody out here in the desert after so long."
Absolutely. Lead the way.
As a naive shardman, I would not feel anything by this person's enthusiasm, but as me, a human, that just that just sounds like some weird shit that I don't want to get.
That sounds like some
mixed in.
cannibalism shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're having a good time really early in the morning and being very enthusiastic about inviting people they've never seen before. Pretty sure you're about to get ate.
That's fine.
He's still outside of your range.
I ain't
I'll
actually
do them.
talking to him. I'm just talking about how I feel about these guys.
No, I'm just letting you know. Like,
Kree takes, Kree takes this time to rise up out of the sand and, brush himself off.
And then casually walk in.
And
Well, that was a whole lot of nothing. Just walks right in.
He walks to the edge of the light and just stands there, not menacingly, but just stands there.
You see a large
menacingly.
man.
T-posing.
You...
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Hold on. It wouldn't
I'm
be
so sorry. Wait.
It would be TY posing. T capital Y posing. Because you
Can I-
have wings.
Oh yeah, you got
Can
that's a lie.
Can you guys do me a recap of the past 2-3 minutes, really briefly, real quick? 'Cause
So
All right.
Dolls was rushed by a bunch of cannibals and
I get
invited
that.
to
Oh,
join.
God.
I know
So,
that part. What happened after that? Because Bree started saying something, and my mom walked in to hand me a jacket that I just got for that's new.
Oh,
gotcha.
just I've come up out of the sand and now I'm standing at the edge of the firelight
Mhm.
and I'm T-posing basically.
Oh, okay.
So, a large man who almost kind of led the pack, I want to say, around Dolls, looks out to the corner and he goes, "You brought friends! Oh,
Kill this
I
guy.
wish you had told us! We're going to get ready a big breakfast for everybody. It is good to have such good friends. Do each of you eat meat?"
I do not eat meat.
At this point, I'm going to start walking down, just because.
Yeah, I'm stomping there, so I take it. I get there quicker. Just asking.
I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to get there.
Okay. Continue.
So this guy keeps saying to Dolls, "Oh, you don't eat meat. We have plenty of rice. You're a vegetarian?
You have fish?
No, we're caught in desert for so long.
Okay, yeah, rice is fine.
We have rice. We have plenty desert flour. We have cactus flour. We can bring into pot to stew, or we can have bring you to rice, and our cows produce butter, so we can make cactus flour, cactus fruit, all in butter for you with rice to fill your hungry adventuring tummy."
That sounds absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough.
"Friend," he points to Kree. He says, "Do you eat meat or are you vegetarian?"
He can't speak, but he does eat meat.
Ah,
Kree walks into closer to the fire and reaches into his back, his bag, and pulls out the fatty meats that he had carved from the pig, and kind of offers them to this guy.
this man gestures to two men who are standing in a nearby building, and they both rush to bring out this big grill grate and slam it over the fire. onto two stumps that are hanging off to either side of the fire that you can see have a groove in them that are meant for these grills when they're cooking these big meals. And these men start to throw on their own exotic meats. They throw a pot on there and throw some butter in there so that they can start making the meal for Dolls. And they have another pot for water for his rice, and they're getting ready to start making that. And the large man who is addressing you gestures to somebody right behind him in a separate building, and they bring out a large slab of meat. It looks like red meat, and he slams it down on the grate right in front of Kree, and he goes, "My friend, when you are with us, you are family. You eat our food. If you like our food, we will cook for you. You do not want within our walls. We welcome you. You have this. It is from most freshly slaughtered cattle, slaughtered yesterday morning. We bled him during the and tomorrow we slaughter and bleed another. And if you join us for another night, you eat fresh beef for 2 nights in a row. Tonight, this is an offering from me and my family. Everyone you see around." And the whole group starts to cheer together and almost start to initiate the party again. They start dancing and the music starts playing again. And he gestures to both of you and he says, "My friends, it is my pleasure to have you among us. Please eat to your heart's content. We have cots made for both of you in the side tent out here. It is just beyond the main tent. You have a drawstring door. You can seal yourself inside, have good night's rest, and we start again in a few hours.
So,
Walk, and we walk."
just so you're aware, there's more. There's
Yeah.
a total of 5 of us.
At this point, do we make it down?
You guys are in transit.
Okay.
And as Dolls looks up at this man and mentions there's 5 of us, the man says, Oh, I will have to go to my tent. Do your friends eat meat as well?
As far as I know.
I will get more calf for them. Started fresh this morning. We will have tonight, and then you can all have a fresh night's rest.
Well, thank you. It's very generous.
My friend, you come to me. You are my family.
So, do we approach the camp by this moment?
You are at the edge of the camp, and you have children that are running up. They don't care about your race.
Oh no.
Grabbing you by the hand, pulling you towards the fire where the grilling meat smell is coming from, and your friends are sitting around and seem to be conversing with the people that are just hanging around this campfire. By the time that you guys get down there, it seems like they're well immersed in conversation.
Okay, so do I
Well,
see the
Kree
large...
isn't. Lazarus just sees like children pulling on Kree's feathers, and Kree just looks kind of like not necessarily irritated, but slightly uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not gonna sit there and sign
you're just gonna fucking pull up you're just gonna give him the finger like fuck off.
Passing around hands.
Just give the finger to all the
He's got both.
Show and tell for the children.
For all y'all, you can see what I do to children like you. Also,
No.
taste bird dick.
No, this took a really bad
Cloaca.
turn.
Cloaca.
Kree, don't forget you do have that pad and charcoal if you do need to communicate.
Oh,
no! That's SpongeBob one.
That's perfect.
So as Lazarus
Get the gifts.
approaches,
Whoopsie.
so as Lazarus approaches, you can tell he really like not extremely pissed, but he is really not happy. He's somewhat pissed, and his nostrils are flaring, smoke is coming out, and he looks like he's like like his muscles are tensed up, and he's ready to like unload, but like he's not as angry as he was earlier.
Well, you see a bunch of people seeing your muscles tense up and everything, and several of the young men who are not quite your stature, because obviously they're human, they run up to you and they slap you on the muscle, recognizing how large it is in comparison to theirs. And several of them are looking up at you saying, "Oh, I wish to be a size one day. I cannot
So
wait."
okay, they slapped my muscles.
Kind of caress them. They just, put their hand against you and rubbing your muscles.
I
These
know
are
they're
so
not going to
cool.
understand, and that's the point. But in Abyssal, in a growling, snarled tone, Lazarus goes, "Fuck off." In Abyssal, by the way.
These young men who are still kind of energetically charged look up at you and they say, "Oh, do. I'm so sorry, my friend. Do you happen to speak common? It's the only language we know."
I this is gonna go. I don't nod in approval or anything, but I like flare my teeth in like a sign of like I'm pissed. Leave me alone.
Seeing this nod of acknowledgement, several of these young men start to hold your hand and kind of gesture you forward, like,
Hold
"My
on.
friend, you understand us. Yes, it's good. We feed your friends over here. Come here, we feed you. You have plenty of food for night. It is good. It's good. We make today. It's good for you. It's good for us. We have already eaten. It is time for you. I understand, weary traveler traveling to desert. We have surplus. Surplus for you. Take what you need, my friends."
Okay, so the biggest, like noticeably largest one, I grab his shoulder and I look at him in the eyes and I look down at the ape head that's attached to my belt. And I firmly like grasp him, like putting force behind the grasp on his shoulder.
Firmly grasp it.
Yeah, like that.
So
I couldn't resist.
this man, kind of.
I'm doing real quick.
This man
I'm putting the tone in not to say that fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. It's the tone to leave me alone. I'm not trying to intimidate, I'm just trying to get them to leave me alone.
understanding that the man just saw you stare at him, and then down at a decapitated eyeless corpse that you have desiccated by running a rope through the channel between both of its eye sockets. The only thing this man can feel is threatened. The man reaches behind himself and pulls out a kukri, which he points at you.
Is Sheeran
what is it?
with Laz because we were at the same spot when I started walking?
How
Wait,
did
what
you
did he pull out?
respond to these? How do you respond to these gentlemen ushering you forward, Sheeran? You are witnessing what Laz.
You're
What did they
breaking up
pull out
a
real quick?
lot.
Yeah, what did they pull out?
Kukri are like forward curving knives. So
Yeah.
he's pointing knives at you.
Oh.
That's
So
what
while this is happening, Sheeran witnesses this whole situation. The children and the young men recognizing that you're different than them, kind of acknowledging your differences as strengths and ushering you forward towards the grill, telling you that there's food and your friends are up there.
I let go of his shoulder.
Oh, Sheeran first.
Oh, okay, my bad.
The human that is pointing the knives at Laz, Sheeran's gonna go up and put his hand on the shoulder of that human and through telepathy, just to him, say, "This lizard one is confusing one."
Before you continue, I was cut off before I was able to finish.
Okay.
So you are surrounded by these people who are ushering you in. There's plenty of these people, a very large amount. Hearing this knife drawn, the small children, the young men, the old men, and even the women that are surrounding and ushering forward Sheeran and Laz all pull out hidden weapons they've had in their clothing in their gauntlets and their vambraces, and they point them towards you,
Towards my character.
towards Laz, and towards Sheeran, because before Sheeran has done any of this and put his hand on anybody, this has all happened. I was cut off. So hearing that this man readied himself for defense, the entire camp readied themselves for defense in an instant. The man who originally pulled out his knife looked at you and he said, "We are offering you solace for the night. Choose your next move wisely, my friend."
I loosen the grip on his shoulder and I take my hand off. However, my face is still like vividly pissed because my nostrils were flaring and smoke is still exiting my nostrils, but I take my hand off his shoulder.
The man moves in ever so slightly, the dagger in the other direction. He says, "Speak, lizard. Do you choose to accept my family's generous offer? Or do you choose to be defiant?"
While this is all happening, Kree
Yeah, but
taps
this is feet
taps
away
his
from
staff.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
while this is happening, Kree taps his staff on the metal grate in the middle of the camp, and holds up the pad, the writing pad that Dolls gave him, and then literally just says, "Don't mind him, he's an idiot." In
Yes!
common.
Can I roll? I look at. Hold on. I look at Kree? I read this. I look at Kree. Can I roll intimidation towards Kree and Kree only?
Give me a second.
It's not like a physical movement. It's just I'm giving him the death stare basically. But he knows I won't. He understands I won't kill him. But he can. I'm trying to get across to the point to fuck off. Is basically.
Roll for it.
Okay.
This whole time I'm just sitting there face palming, shaking my head this is exactly what I wanted to avoid.
Oh, that's not so good.
So the people around you choose your next move wisely. They're not looking at Kree. They're looking at you.
Yeah, and it wasn't exactly.
Kree had.
Hold on. It was a look of intimidation. It wasn't a physical and thing or whatever. So it was directed. Okay.
So you Kree had obviously written a book, which garnered little attention as it did garner. And in this moment, Laz looks back at Kree and shoots him a look of intimidating disapproval. The man standing in front of you, holding a dagger to your scales, gestures with his other hand. The entire group of people move in. The bottom of the vast majority of your scales are now underlined with tips of blades from every person that is surrounding you in the camp. We're talking 25 people. And the man looks at you, understanding that you just were told to choose your next move wisely, and you chose to scowl while not looking this man in the eye. And the man looks up at you and he says, "You leave now."
I do one last snarl towards Kree and I walk away.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
Kree holds up the thing again, and underneath it just says "sorry" in Eric Cochran.
Does he only know how to write Eric Cochran?
I think Les knows how to write it, but I don't know if he knows how to read it.
Yeah, I can only read.
No,
I can only write it.
Does Kree only know how to write in Eric Cochran?
No.
No, Kree is incredibly well learned. He knows like
What the fuck are you rolling, Jim?
6 or
That's a lot of
something
dice.
languages.
Oh my god, that is scary.
So he wrote in Eric Cochran so that only Lazarus.
Oh shit.
Oh, Laz couldn't even read it, so
Oh,
Kree's default seems to just be Eric Cochran.
yeah,
I was gonna
he's
say.
just
I
he's
don't
just
think
most
anybody knows
comfortable.
how to read that.
Yeah, he's just most comfortable writing it. So he just like that's the fastest language he can write. So he just wrote it down and like flashed "I'm sorry," not realizing no one can read it.
He's just like,
Yeah, no.
fuck.
So
Kree can read and speak. Eric Cochran, Orin, Celestial, or no,
Yeah, anyway,
Infernal, Common, Draconic, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Okay.
My.
so
Because you can.
letting
Anyway,
out
continue.
letting out that last snarl with 25 daggers.
I walked away though.
You have 25 daggers surrounding you. All
Did you?
sides,
I said I
not
walked
walking
away.
anywhere.
But okay. I walked away and then I did it. But okay.
No, you were still in these people's grip. There's no walking away from 25 daggers.
He said walk away, so I walked away.
Like I said, there's no walking away from 25 daggers all around you.
How the fuck do you say leave and then don't let me leave?
Yeah. He said leave, and then all I heard from you was, real quick, I'm going to give one last snarl, and then
As I walk
said,
away.
and then I said, and I started to say, okay, and I started rolling. You, from these people who you have just snarled at, after they told you several times with a dagger underneath each of your scales, not to be aggressive, have just incited several attacks of opportunity from people, and you are taking 15 damage from these people who are all surrounding you with knives up under your very squishy parts.
15.
I hope your second character's ready.
No, I'm good. You said 15, right?
You are taking 15 total.
Okay, so, and a desperation to not be a dick because I understand my friends are still going to survive and live here, I, after I take this damage, I do a really aggressive growl and I dart like 30 feet into the darkness.
So they are going to understand that.
Yeah, and I just run away.
They
Dart.
just gave you their warning attack, and after they did that, stepped back and readied and let you respond. So you do your growl and you run away into the dark. You book it. You're on all fours. You are going as fast as Dragonbornly fucking possible, and you get way out of range of them as quick as fucking possible, and they can't even like understand the speed that you're running at.
Yeah, okay. So,
Your giant body just fucking nopes out of there.
yeah. So I have a plan. That was not how I wanted that to go down, but it went that way. So I'm gonna do plan B, because fuck them. So I'm going to go into the darkness. I have medicine. Can I do a small self-treatment to try and recover a little bit?
We're talking a half an hour here.
I'm good with that.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, medicine. Where's medicine? I have a +2, so I roll a d20 +2 then.
Yep. No. Sorry, my bad. That's a lot.
Are
You said that
1d6.
takes a half hour?
Yeah, I'm gonna say for his self-treatment, it's gonna take a half hour.
Okay, can you run through what we are doing for that half hour then, while he...
That's up to
So-
you guys. You just
Real quick.
saw.
Well, as
how much would I
interactions
give that?
go, because...
You don't roll for
I've not said
1d20.
much.
You roll.
Well, then what do I...
It's a 1d6 plus 4 for a medicine kit, and if you don't have a medicine kit, you can't heal yourself. You would need a potion or somebody to cast a healing spell on you if you didn't have a medicine kit.
Let me check if I have one.
I would highly doubt it because nobody starts with a medicine kit.
Yeah, I do not have one. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll just have to sleep it off on a long rest or have somebody heal you.
Unfortunately, I do not have a medicine
Sorry about
kit,
it.
and even if I did, you would sprint it
So
away.
with this, now in the darkness, I'm gonna go ahead and like give it an hour, and while this is going on, I'm very slowly, not going back towards the camp. I kind of am, but sneaking around to where all the horses and carriages were sitting at. So very slowly and steadily,
So,
very
yeah.
slow.
So in this hour, after you have just seen your hosts go from very happy hosts while they're greeted with polite and kind or indifferent people, go from a massive threat almost immediately and move in and attack when they say they're going to attack. However, giving your teammate a reprieve to be able to respond to the attack, you understand, demonstrates compassion and understanding of life, and you are left after this interaction without your party member. Marin is still trying to nurse her wounds while waiting on one of the village elders. She's around the campfire, waiting for them, and kind of not paying attention to what's going on. How are the rest of you guys faring after this?
So after that whole interaction, the host, the man who was talking in the beginning,
Mhm.
Sheeran will, through telepathy, be like, we'll just say to him, "I have no idea what's wrong with that lizard. Seems very aggressive. I mean, in my eyes, if he does something to cause a threat to you, it is my duty to act upon it and protect the innocent. So I am on your side." And then he greets himself and says his name and all that jazz.
Yeah, I want to find the leader too and have a conversation.
The leader seems open to talking to the two of you. Obviously, at this point, because Sheeran was also surrounded in that moment, the people have backed off of Sheeran as well, and allowed him to, as he hesitates, kind of take a step towards the man and speak to him. And this man listens to you, and he says, "Friend does not take direction well. Have
Does not know.
we have rules here. They are very simple. They lead to a happy and full life. If one goes against them, and I see them as a threat to my family, this group in whom I live with, if I see a threat, I will not hesitate to have my people act on it."
This is understandable.
Real quick, am I within telepathy range of Sheeran by now from moving or no?
It wouldn't matter because I spoke directly to him and not to anybody
No,
else.
no, I know that, but I'm talking about would I be able to? I'm trying to like talk to you solely.
I think I would have to actively speak to you before you can respond.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's
DM,
like
would
you
I be
open
within
the
range?
channel.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
It's like you open the channel to allow communication, but somebody can't initiate a telepathic conversation
Correct.
with you.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, never mind then.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. Wait, what did I say last? I said what I said, and yeah, however that guy reacts is
I actually don't remember what you said.
well, this is quality because I forgot what I said.
He apologized, and the leader said, "Your friend doesn't take rules well," and
Oh right, and then I agreed, and that was
yeah,
it.
you agreed,
Okay.
and that was it.
I didn't say anything then. Okay, we're good. That's all I had. And then I would gesture as if I was asking if I was invited into the partying.
So real quick, I just want to pop in before I continue. Before you guys continue, is DM. Whenever I am within range of the stables section, just go ahead and let me know, and then I'll let you guys like communicate for however long that'll take, like 30 minutes to an hour. to catch back to the camp. I'm still going to be in the darkness so they can't see me, but I want to be close enough to do stuff.
You're gonna be at about a 30-foot range outside of the.
Right now?
Yeah,
Oh.
you're in their darkness.
Okay, I'm going to go to... What time is it right now?
Well, it's still around. Thing took place, so it's still pretty dark out.
Okay, do I find a horse that is by itself, like there's nobody next to it?
Before I let you get into that, I want to see.
Yeah, I want to talk to the.
Yeah, because there's been an hour getting out there and fixing yourself. They have a lot of conversation to cover.
Yeah, I want to find the leader and walk up to him and say, "I'm sorry. He does not represent all of us," referring to Laz. It's been a long couple of days, and we're all still trying to make sense of it. My name is Dolls. You met my friend Sheeran. The others are fairly finicky about me introducing them, so introduce themselves, and honestly, it's just nice to not have to sleep on the ground anymore. I really appreciate
My friends, you come to me. Your hour. And you treat me with respect after I find you in the darkness. It is fine with me if you stay here. We will give you our medicine, our healers. We will feed you. You may sleep. We have beds taken for each of you. However, the beast just came in here and threatened my people. If I see him within the walls of my tent, may this whole compound burn to the ground around his body. I will not suffer disrespect at the hands of a single man.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. He's got an anger problem. I'm sure you're aware, and if I don't know how you handle things, or I don't want to presume, but I would recommend guards throughout the night because it would not be a reach for him to come back. He doesn't really let go of things.
Oh, my men are already watching him.
And I had one request, and I will be more than willing to provide compensation for it. We came from up on that mountain, and points behind me, and we were trying to make our way to the city, and I was wondering if you maybe had a horse and a cart that you could spare for us to make the journey a little bit faster.
Sorry, I was eating. Hold on. Tuna, it doesn't go down easy.
Swallow it!
I'm hungry again.
Yeah, me too. I got a bacon and egg sandwich I cooked.
Ooh,
Had a chance to heat up.
So, the man looks at you and sees just the exhaustion in your eyes. And he goes, "We'll sleep on it. Perhaps. Don't imagine I will sleep. However, I will think about it. What I need now is for you and your companions to take good rest, fill your stomachs, and enjoy the time with my people. I need you to be of sound mind, not exhausted, when we have conversation on money."
Well, thank you. And with that, I'll do a little bow thing and motion to Sheer, and then I'm going back over by the fire.
I will start walking towards the fire with him because, yeah, he's part of my party and he's my buddy now.
And we had a moment. We had a moment.
Yeah, you had that
Had a
We
moment.
had a moment. I forgot all about this moment. And yeah, now I'm like
I'm so disappointed.
disappointed. Why?
You forgot our moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to forget it.
You can't forget the bromo. Come on now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The Broman.
The
Choice,
bromance.
choice Broman of the year.
I want to kind of plop down beside Kree and not touching him because he doesn't seem to like me. Just ask him, "You okay?" You know, I know you and Laz are probably closer than he was to anyone else in the group, but you all right?
Kree writes on the paper, "What one does in the company of friends is his own shortcomings."
Kree is wise as fuck.
He is whiz. Yes.
So
I would certainly hope so. Wisdom is literally his highest stat.
I am also very wisdom-y. I'm also
Oh.
very handsome. I'm a handsome crystal man.
Yes.
What do you
Most
think that
handsome
wink was
of
about?
birds.
Sexy as fuck, Crystal.
I'm a sexy
Ah.
crystal.
Ah.
I would definitely give a smash for that, Crystal.
Ooh.
so
What do you think I winked earlier?
Ooh.
Now that's some homie activity.
so
And I
at this
realized
point,
what was. Sorry. Go ahead.
at this point, I am going to kind of end the session here because I am exhausted and having trouble keeping my eyes open. So
Ooh. Okay.
Laz's
Alright.
activity will continue into next session.
yeah, as long as we remember that everybody was. Laz showed everybody what being rude was like today.
Sorry, you keep cutting out. Like
Yeah,
every
you
three
kept
words.
repeat all that. Everything you just said.
Oh, I